offensive game with a lot of threes up and down.
No question about it. You know, our first game with A&M, you had more of a physical bruising style of basketball. Michigan, a team that wanted to get out and run. But these two teams are so similar. Both coaches have a big philosophy. They want three-pointers. They want layups. They don't want to take a ton of time off of the clock. Respectively, two of the better offensive teams in their conferences. And you're right. I mean, I think that this is a game we are going to see go up and down with shot making on both sides.
For Wisconsin, they shot 55% from the floor in the win over the Montana Grizzlies on Thursday. And when you look at this team, they did it without John Tonje really making a major impact. The first team All-Big Ten player who since January 21 has scored more points than any player in America. Pretty quiet day on Thursday for Wisconsin star.
Yeah, and I think that was really Montana's entire game plan, was to try and take him out of the game a little bit. And I think that you got to give a lot of credit to Tonje because he really didn't force things. And I think lots of times leading scorers will get frustrated when they're not getting looks. They'll take some really bad shots, and he just allowed their offense to kind of take what the defense gave them. John Blackwell was fantastic in that game, 19 points, 7 of 12 from the field. The 7-footers were good throughout. And it was a relatively easy win, but I expect to see Tonje have a much bigger impact in this game. I can't imagine him playing a secondary role 2 games in a row.
Yegor Demon and Richie Saunders, the two big keys for BYU. They both had real good games on Thursday.
Yeah, Saunders is a veteran player. I think he's 26 years old, very effective, smart. Demon, kind of the opposite of that, a freshman. Shot the ball very well in that game, but he had 4 turnovers. And I think in a game of this magnitude with the defense that Michigan can apply, certainly in the half court, it'll be interesting to watch that.
Up next, Austin Crozier's keys to tonight's game and the opening tip between the Wisconsin Badgers and the BYU Cougars from Denver. From the Westwood One NCAA Radio Network, this is the men's basketball tournament.
Smiles are powerful. A simple smile can light up a whole room. And for 25 years, Smile Train has been lighting up the world with smiles. And each smile marks a step towards a brighter future. As the world's largest cleft lip and palate charity, Smile Train has supported more than 2 million life-changing cleft surgeries in over 90 countries, leaving a legacy of resilience, joy, and beaming smiles for generations of children. To learn more about cleft lips and palates and how Smile Train is supporting the cleft community all over the world, please visit smiletrain.org/learn. Smile Train, lighting up the world with smiles for 25 years.
The Alzheimer's Association and the Ad Council present the story of Cynthia and Ed.
My mother was always very active and independent, and she was familiar with her neighborhood. But one day, out of the blue, she stopped at the stop sign for much longer than usual. And she didn't know whether she should go forward or turn or just stay at the stop sign. She wasn't even really sure where she was at. She was very concerned. It was very unsettling for her.
It's important for you to talk to someone about it, to bring the family in on it. I felt so much better after my son told me, Mom, I don't want you to worry or be afraid. I'll be there for you and we'll figure it out.
When something feels different, it could be Alzheimer's. Now is the time to talk. Visit alz.org/ourstories to learn more. A message from the Alzheimer's Association and the Ad Council.
By any criteria, it's been a successful season for BYU first-year head coach Kevin Young, who came in from the NBA. Not sure anybody expected that this team would have the most wins ever for a first-year BYU head coach, but that's exactly what Kevin Young has done. Despite that, though, he says there's still a lot to do in his mind.
My goal was to try to push the envelope. Why can't we do what every other big-time college basketball program does, and you get judged by what you do in March? And so we're off to a good start. We didn't come here to win one game, and our guys don't have that mentality. They want to keep playing.
Well, they want to keep playing, as does Greg Gard's Wisconsin Badger team. He's in his 10th season, now 7-6 in the NCAA tournament, and he knows what to do when you get to this quick turnaround.
It's really more about us. It's really at this time of year, because of the quick turnaround in 48 hours, it's more about concepts and your system. And obviously for us defensively, we have to be really good in transition. Well, we have to be really good against Michigan State and Illinois and the teams that we play. So it's not different. It's just we aren't as familiar with the names, obviously. So we try to apply things that we've experienced in the past.
Well, they'll certainly get familiar with names like Yegor Demon and Richie Saunders and Trevin Nell and Dallin Hall and Fuseni Traore and Keba Keita, and the list goes on and on. A lot of good players on both of these teams, and it's time for the keys to the game. Sponsored by Realtors. Buying a home can be a lot, but with the ethical expertise of a Realtor, you don't have to do it alone. Realtors are members of the National Association of Realtors. All right, Austin, let's start with BYU. What do you see for the key for the Cougars?
Well, I think run whenever possible. This is how this team has built. Kevin Young, former NBA assistant coach, he believes in threes and layups. They don't want to be in a situation where they have to play against Wisconsin in a set half-court defense. Wisconsin is long. They are athletic. They hold teams to 41.3% in Big Ten play. When you can get out run, you're going to get easier looks. And I think the play of Yegor Demon, the freshman who mentioned 6'9", I think he's going to be a fantastic player. He had 4 turnovers in the game 1 against a Wisconsin defense. He's going to have to take care of the ball.
For Wisconsin, then, 27-9 on the year. What do you see for this Big Ten squad?
A little bit of it is going to be the flip side is their transition defense. You have to get back against this team, even if it means sending one less player to the offensive boards because of how good BYU is in getting out. If you can make it a half-court game, that's going to play to your advantages, and that all starts with getting back in transition defense. And then it's John Tonje, 19 points per game this year. He is the star player of this team. We mentioned off the top a little bit of the struggles that he had in game 1. I don't think that is going to happen again. Far too good of a player to be held down 2 games in a row.
Let's check the starting lineup, sponsored by Cintas. Workdays are better when you partner with Cintas. Keep your team protected, prepared, and looking great. Visit Cintas.com and get ready for the workday. You're hearing the roars behind us. A lot of BYU faithful to our right and a lot of Wisconsin fans to our left. In the starting lineup for the Wisconsin Badgers in the backcourt, John Tonje, 19 points, 5 rebounds per game for the 6'5" grad from North Omaha, Nebraska. Max Klesmith, the 6'4" senior from Wisconsin. Klesmith averaging 9 points, 2.5 rebounds, 3 assists per game. And John Blackwell, the other big-time scorer, 16 points per game, 5 rebounds per game for the 6'4" sophomore from Bloomfield Hills, Michigan. Up front, Stephen Crowell and Nolan Winter, a couple of 7-footers again. Stephen Crowell, 7-foot graduate from Eagan, Minnesota. Nolan Winter, a 7-foot sophomore from Lakeville, Minnesota. Combined, the two averaged nearly 20 points and nearly 11.5 rebounds per game. For BYU, we'll start in the middle because Keba Keita is going to have his hands full tonight. 7.5 points, 8 rebounds per game. The 6'9" junior transfer from Utah, joined up front by Mawatnag, the Rutgers grad transfer, 6'7" senior. He's seen these Badgers plenty in his time at Rutgers. He averages 6 points and 2 rebounds per game. 3-guard backcourt is where it all is for BYU, and it starts with Yegor Demon. The freshman from Russia is tremendous. 11 points, 4 rebounds a game for the 6'9" freshman. Richie Saunders averaging 16 points, 4.5 rebounds per game. He's a 6'5" junior. And Trevin Nell, the 6'5" senior from North Salt Lake, Utah, 9 points, 2.5 rebounds, and just over an assist per game. Our referees, Michael Reed, Lee Cassell, and Chance Moore today for this round of 32 matchup between the Badgers, who are the home team by virtue of being the 3 seed versus the 6 seed BYU. Badgers in the home white tops and bottoms with the Bucky the Badger logo emblazoned on each hip of those white shorts. Red numerals on the front and back for the Wisconsin Badgers. And for BYU today, the Blacks top and bottom, black uniforms with the blue numerals trimmed in white on the front and back of those dark black jerseys, and blue piping with white trim along the sides of the black tops and black shorts. We are ready to get this one started in Denver. We had a great game in our first game. Will we double up on terrific basketball action in the Mile High City? We're about to find out. It's time now for the opening tip, sponsored by AutoZone. Free battery testing, 3 battery charging and replacement batteries that fit your needs. That's what makes AutoZone America's #1 battery destination. Get in the zone. AutoZone. Everybody making their way out on the floor. Trevin Knell out waving to the crowd. Richie Saunders hopping around trying to get loose on the floor. Mawat Mag wants to handle the basketball. He will. He'll flip it back towards Trevin Knell and to our referee, Michael Reed. We're about ready to get this one started in Denver. Final huddle for the Badgers. Stephen Crowell breaks that huddle, walks to the center circle against Keba Keita. And here we go. Should be a lot of fun today. Nolan Winter with a greeting from Mawat Mag. Like I said, they've seen each other a lot in Mag's previous stop at Rutgers. Just about a minute late on the tip. Everybody just sort of sorting it out. Now we're ready. Now we're set. Let's go. Crowell. Keita ready to go. Tip control by BYU. From right to left, they start it up, and Yegor Demmin will go to work. Demmin over to the left-hand wing. He's picked up by Max Klesman on a switch. Demmin jumps the pass into the right corner. It's Mawat Mag. He'll launch a 3 right corner. That's no good. Offensive rebound, Richie Saunders. On the right block against Blackwell. Pushes it back out to Demmin. Demmin will dribble around the screen. Goes down the left side of the lane. Pivots, turns. 8-foot jumper good, and BYU up 2-0.
Great shot by Demmin. He's so quick for someone 6'9", able to beat smaller defenders off with a dribble. So many times when he gets cut off, very comfortable going to that turnaround, and at 6'9", can shoot it over the smaller defenders.
As John Tonje enters it right block extended to Stephen Crowell. First offensive possession for the Badgers. Crowell turns baseline, floats it up from 5 with the right hand to tie it at 2.
And that's going to be an interesting matchup to watch. The size of BYU's bigs, they're much stronger as opposed to the players for Wisconsin.
And Saunders with a 3 in the right corner makes it 5-2 BYU. Blackwell will bring it up the floor, sends it over to the left side in Winter. Klesman now between the circles around a Crowell screen. Back it goes left side to Winter. Enter it in the block and it's taken away. Demmin with the steal. On the run. Demmin drops it off. Keita finger roll good. 7-2 BYU with the early start. Now Blackwell will accelerate into the right-hand offensive zone. Klesman going to work on the right wing. Skip pass wing to wing. Crowell launching the 3, and he'll hit. What a start. 7-5 BYU.
Get the sense this is going to be one going up and down. Not a whole lot of walking it up the floor.
Saunders will push it to Demmin. On the left wing, pushed back out by Blackwell. Tries to turn the corner on him. Lost the ball. Gets it back. Demmin, two-hand pass into the corner from Mag. Trying to drive on Winter. Back he goes to Demmin. Under 10 on the shot clock. Demmin to the right side. It's Mag. Mag fades away. Baseline jumper. Pinballs out. Rebound tipped around and controlled by Tonje. First time we got the shot clock into single digits that last possession. Blackwell driving baseline into traffic. 2 defenders there. Throws it back out. Tonje 3. Top of the key. Rolls off the front iron. No. Rebounded by Keita. BYU. Quick outlet to Saunders. He's on the run. Driving past Crowell. Right to left layup. Good. 9-5 BYU.
Now as fast as Wisconsin is accustomed to playing, this really plays into BYU's hands. Interesting to see if they will eventually try and slow it down.
Ball bounced away from Crowell and a turnover to BYU. Saunders now will bring it up the right sideline. To Demmin, a push pass into the corner. Swing it around there where Knell is waiting. Back up top it goes to Demmin. Kevin Young behind Demmin says move that ball. Demmin drives, dishes left corner. Mag toeing the three-point line. Will back out to Knell with 9 to shoot. Here's Demmin with Tonje on him. 5 on the shot clock. Gets a screen from Keita. Picked up by Crowell on the switch. Demmin will launch a 3 over Crowell. It's no good. Rebound. Karam's out of bounds. Last touched by Wisconsin. It's going to stay on this end of the floor. BYU with a new 20-second clock as Carter Gilmore, the 6'7 senior, enters for Nolan Winter.
I had the opportunity to play for Larry Bird for 3 years. And one of the things he always said, you can dribble the basketball, you can pass the basketball, you can shoot the basketball, but you can't hold it. And BYU takes that to an entirely different level.
There's Demmin to the right-hand wing, up top to Keita. Underhand behind to Knell. Knell backing it out on the left side. Tries to go down the left edge of the lane. Nothing there. He'll work it back up top to Demmin. 5 on the shot clock. Demmin with Klesman on him. 3 to shoot. 2 to shoot. Demmin contested 3. No, but a foul on Klesman. With 1.3 on the shot clock. Klesmit commits the personal foul on the perimeter, and Yegor Demon, the freshman, heads to the stripe for three.
And Klesmit's trying to say that he didn't do it, but there's no way that Demon misses the ball by that much if there wasn't contact. And Klesmit, a veteran player, knows better. You've done your job. You've taken him down to 2 seconds on the shot clock. Just contest and live with it.
Demon at the line, 3 free throws, and the first one is good. Kevin Kugler and Austin Crozier here at our Grainger courtside seats in Denver. For the ones who get it done, there's Grainger, offering professional-grade products for all industries, fast delivery, and free technical support. Call, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Second free throw good, 11-5 start for BYU. Kamari McGee on the floor now for Max Klesmit. Demon back at the stripe for a third. Free throw number 3 rolls over the front of the iron and good. He's got 5 early points.
He's going to be a good player.
No question.
Really good player.
Just a freshman. Yeah. McGee will bring it up. Double team comes. Ball knocked out of his hands. Gets it back to Blackwell. Blackwell probing. Stands in his way as Keita. Blackwell will dump it into the right corner to Tonje. Trying to turn the corner with 15 to shoot. Tonje driving from the right corner. Up top, Blackwell 4-3. He hits at the top of the key. Wisconsin back on the board. It's 12-8 BYU.
He was the dominant player in their first round win. When they needed a basket, he's the guy to step up.
Here's Demon at the top, handing it to Keita. Keita, a couple dribbles to his right. Underhands it to Mag. Mag will push the pass with a left hand to Demon. 13 to shoot, hard bounce to Mag. Extra pass, Keita left block, and he lays it in uncontested. Ball movement exemplary for BYU. 14-8 Cougars with the 6-point edge. Blackwell will enter it, left block extended, and a foul called. Reaching in was Keita. Bats it away, but picks up the contact and the personal foul. What a pace early. 14-8, BYU, 15:45 to play with a timeout on the court, sponsored by Rocket. Own the dream, BYU with a 6-point lead from the Westwood One NCAA Radio Network. This is the men's basketball tournament.
Riley Herbst here from 2311 Racing. Looking for fast fun? Go for a spin at Chumba Casino. Racing's fast, but Chumba takes it up a notch. Nothing beats the rush of those high-speed spins. Big thrills, daily bonus boosts, action-packed games. Chumba's got it all to keep you in the fast lane. Ready to race? Let's Chumba. Pit stop at ChumbaCasino.com and play today.
Available only to players in the U.S., excluding Washington, Michigan, Montana, Connecticut, and Nevada, and Canada excluding Quebec. No purchase necessary. VGW Group. Void where prohibited by law. 21 plus. Terms and conditions apply.
Robinhood Gold members can now enjoy the VIP treatment, receiving a 3% IRA match on retirement contributions, a very handsome reward indeed. With Robinhood Gold, your annual IRA contributions are boosted by 3%. Plus, you also get 4% APY on your cash and non-retirement accounts. That's over 8 times the national savings average. The perks of the high net worth are now available for any net worth. The new gold standard is here with Robinhood Gold. To receive a 3% IRA boost on annual contributions, sign up at Robinhood.com/gold. Investing involves risk. Rates subject to change. 3% match requires Robinhood Gold at $5 a month for 1 year from first match. Must keep funds in IRA for 5 years. Go to Robinhood.com/boost. Over 8 times the national average savings account interest rate claim is based on data from the FDIC as of November 18th, 2024. Robinhood Financial LLC member SIPC. Gold membership is offered by Robinhood Gold LLC.
At Meineke, doing car care right means our Meineke certified technicians fix whatever your car needs. We fix it right and back it up with nationwide warranties. Brakes? We do that. Tires? Yep, we do that too. Engine repairs, air conditioning, tune-ups, suspension, alignments, oil changes. We do it all. Visit Meineke.com today and schedule an appointment. Each Meineke is independently owned and operated. Trust your key with Meineke. Meineke, doing car care right.
Monster.com helps you slam dunk the job search and make your next career move. Monster.com provides great coaching and millions of job openings. Get off the bench and go to Monster.com today. For BYU, the number 6 seed in the East, they've won 10 of their last 11 games. Their only loss to Houston in the Big Ten tournament, beating VCU in the first round 80-71. And for the Badgers, they lost to Michigan in the Big Ten title game, but they got hot late. The 3 seed in the East, 27-9, beat Montana 85-66 on Thursday. But the pace of this one, Austin Crozier, has been frenetic early.
Yeah, and it seemed like Wisconsin, the game plan was to let it be frenetic. That played to the style that they play. But it looks as though maybe BYU is a little bit more comfortable with the level that this is at early.
Inbound taken away by BYU. Mag on the run. Bouncing it ahead to Saunders. Right to left layup is good. 16-8 BYU doubling up the Badgers.
And that's just crushing for Greg Gard. You call a timeout for a play underneath your own basket, and you turn it over on the inbound pass.
Here's Blackwell on the left-hand wing. He'll swing it around to Winter at the top. Now Tonje with Saunders on him. Around the screen. Tonje gets open for three. Off the front iron. It bounces twice. No good. Rebound ripped down. We've got a whistle and a tie-up. Possession arrow will keep it with Wisconsin. Fousseyni Traore on the floor for the first time. Got tied up on that rebound, and Wisconsin fortunate to get a second chance.
Yeah, and that was a really good look by Tonje. BYU made the mistake of going under that screen. Great read. A shot that he will normally knock down.
McGee will bounce it into Winter. Winter doubled in the right corner. Got to get rid of it. He does to McGee. McGee finds Carter Gilmore, and they swing it around to McGee back again on the left wing. Tonje alone in the left corner. Got open, and he's fouled shooting the three. John Tonje fouled in the corner, shooting a three. And the star for the Badgers, one of the best free throw shooters in America at 91.2% will go to the line. We welcome those of you just joining us across our network. BYU blitzing Wisconsin early with a 16-8 lead. They've hit 6 of their last 8 shots. But John Tonje going to the free throw line after the foul on Dallin Hall, his first. And Tonje misses the first free throw. 91.2% on the year, but he misses the first.
I think Wisconsin needs to settle down really in all areas of the game. Defensively, really focus on your transition, getting back as Tonje knocks down the second one. This is a BYU team that has really jumped out on Wisconsin, punched him in the nose a little bit, and I don't think Wisconsin is ready to respond, but they're going to have to do it here awfully quick.
In Thursday's game, Wisconsin didn't allow 14 points until the 9:32 mark as Tonje hits 2 of 3 on that trip to the line. It's 16-10 BYU. We played 5 minutes. Traore at the free throw line hands it off behind to Saunders. His floater from 10 is an air ball, no good. And Blackwell scoops it up for Wisconsin. He'll navigate from left to right. Blackwell crossing over, drives down the right side of the lane, dumps it to the left block, and Winter, who lays it in for 2 and a 4-point BYU lead.
Yeah, Wisconsin reminding all of us that they're pretty good in transition as well. Good job pushing off of that missed shot.
Dallin Hall stops left side of the lane, feeds Traore. Traore inside with a hook shot, won't go against Winter, and the rebound to Wisconsin. Trying to work against the 7-footer, not an easy task. Traore not big. Here's Winter, 3 top of the key, short. Long rebound comes out into the arms of Traore, and BYU on the run again. Demon now top of the key. Gets free, stops at the right elbow, pivots, fires a fadeaway jumper, no. Traore offensive rebound, but Carter Gilmore swats it out of his hands, and Wisconsin up the floor. 5-on-4, Traore slow to get up the floor. Over to the left side, it's Winter. His pass deflected out of bounds. He wanted Klesmit left side, and he couldn't get it to him as Xavier Amos comes in for the first time, the 6'7 junior transfer from Northern Illinois, and back in comes Stephen Crowell.
It'll be interesting to see the amount of substitutions that we see from both sides with this pace of play, factoring in also the elevation here in Denver. Both of these teams look like they're sucking wind a little bit.
Blackwell will start it off. At the top of the key, swings it around to Tonje. 13 to shoot, gives it down to Amos. Amos inside, left to right, got it to the rim. It rolled all the way around the front and fell off. BYU getting it done early in the paint, outscoring Wisconsin 8-2. Stewart now off the bench. Trey Stewart, the 6'2 senior. Trying to probe, wants to get it inside Traore. Klesmit coming from behind to try to take it away. He secured it, swinging around back out front for a 3, no good from Mihailo Boskovic. And now quickly up the floor comes Tonje. Tonje stops on the right block, swings it around left side. It's Klesmit in the left corner. Wisconsin down 4, 16-12. Tonje fakes the shot, dumps it down low, gets it right back, drives it to the rim and lays it in. And the Badgers moving right back into this game. They're down 2, 16-14.
I think for teams that really want to play fast, when it is in a half-court situation, you have to be patient. And a great job, Wisconsin there.
Here's Hall weaving around a screen from Traore. Goes down the left side of the lane, dumps it to his big man underneath, and Traore lays it in on the right block to break a 6-0 run.
And so effective Traore was against VCU in the first round. Question mark, could he do that against the 7-footer? And a great finish there.
Tanjay, quick three on the other end, won't go, and rebound Boskovic. And he'll start it up the floor to Dawson Baker. Baker on the right-hand side, around the screen, launches the three, pinballs out, rebound lost out of bounds. Crowell and Amos, two Badgers, battled each other for it, neither got it.
I mean, you've seen a couple of moments for both teams. Each team has fouled a three-point shooter, which is something for teams at this level you would not expect to happen, and they're just a little bit of a miscommunication getting that rebound.
BYU cooling off after their hot 6-for-9 start. They're 1 for their last 6 from the floor. Baker inbound left baseline. Traore, the only man to hit a shot of late for BYU. Swing around to Boskovic. Back it goes to Baker. 12 on the shot clock. Baker at the top. Back to Boskovic. Feeds it to Baker. Top of the key with 7 to shoot. And a reach-in foul by Kamari McGee. His first. Team's second. Foul on the floor. BYU will inbound up 4, 18-14.
And you get the sense of Wisconsin settling in a little bit defensively. Now, that was kind of a bailout. BYU really had an empty possession until that foul, but much better job of keeping the Cougars in front of them.
Jack Janicki, the 6'5 freshman, on the floor for the first time for Wisconsin. Trey Stewart will inbound to Hall. Here's Traore at the top of the key, 15 to shoot, handoff to Baker. Skip past Boskovic for 3, left wing, got it! Just 26% on the year, but he hits a 3, and it's 21-14 BYU. Here's Klesmit now, turning the corner, gets into the paint, stops near the restricted arc, forces up a tough shot, won't go. Rebound ripped down by Dawson Baker of BYU. He'll push it ahead. Stewart on the left wing against Janicki, stops, hands it off to Traore, gets it right back. Traore sets the screen. Stewart on the run, off the window, gets it to drop on the left side, and BYU back up by 9, 23-14. Now McGee pushing it to Amos. Amos after a shot fake on the right wing. Double team comes. Amos trying to rip it away. Needs a little bit of help. Skips it back up top. It's Crowell at the top of the key. Fitting it left side to Janicki. Janicki into the right corner. McGee with 10 to shoot. Rips down the baseline. Goes from right to left. Traore with the block. Up the floor quickly comes Baker. On the run. 3-on-2. Baker kicks it out. Boskovic, 3 left wing. Won't go. Rebound tipped out by Crowell. Badger ball. Down 23-14. And the pace again, frenetic. McGee around the screen from Crowell. Enters it to his big man, right block extended. Trying to bang his way in against Traore. Turns, goes baseline, fouled by Traore. The shot short. First on Traore, third team foul on BYU. Timeout on the floor with a score, BYU 23, Wisconsin 14, 10:50 to play in the first. You're listening to the men's basketball tournament on the Westwood One NCAA Radio Network.
Welcome to AutoZone. What are you working on today?
My car is making this noise. Sometimes it's like doop doop, and sometimes it's like grrr.
Do you have a dash light on?
Oh yeah.
Then we don't have to listen for clues. With the free Fix Finder service, we can read a check engine, ABS, or maintenance light to find the likely fix and even recommend a local shop if you need one.
So you don't need to hear the grrr.
Not with Fix Finder. Free at every AutoZone.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
Restrictions apply.
Meanwhile at Xfinity.
Okay, huddle up. Do you realize how many fans stream basketball? It's madness.
But real fans stream with Xfinity Internet.
Totally. We've engineered a super fast connection.
With reduced buffering and low lag.
'Cause making streaming better is what we do!
Yeah?
Yeah!
Can we let go now? It's really not a huddle with 2 people.
Switch to Xfinity Internet and stream live sports from the best seat in the house. Bring on the good stuff. Restrictions apply. Not available in all areas. Actual speeds vary. Not guaranteed.
There's nothing more defeating than a bracket busted during the first few rounds. Clearly, you didn't have the right stats and data to make the right pick. Don't make the same mistake with hiring for your small business. Find top-tier talent in the right place with LinkedIn. LinkedIn has professionals you can't find anywhere else, including those who aren't actively looking for a new job, but might be open to the perfect role. Post your job for free at linkedin.com/SXM. That's linkedin.com/SXM. Terms and conditions apply.
Riley Herbst here from 2311 Racing. Looking for fast fun? Go for a spin at Chumba Casino. Racing's fast, but Chumba takes it up a notch. Nothing beats the rush of those high-speed spins. Big thrills, daily bonus boosts, action-packed games. Chumba's got it all to keep you in the fast lane. Ready to race? Let's Chumba. Pit stop at ChumbaCasino.com and play today.
Available only to players in the U.S., excluding Washington, Michigan, Montana, Connecticut, and Nevada, and Canada, excluding Quebec. No purchase necessary. VGW Group. Void where prohibited by law. 21 plus. Terms and conditions apply.
15 engine from Cummins, featuring better fuel efficiency, immense power, and backed by 25 plus years of experience. The 2027 X15 is built to rise above the challenges of tomorrow. The X15, forever rising. Still to come later today, a couple of Sweet 16 tickets punched for Indianapolis. Gonzaga will take on the number 1 seed Houston. UCLA playing Tennessee. The Houston game in Wichita, the Tennessee game in Lexington. We're in Denver, where BYU has gone on a 7-0 run. Austin Crozier, after Wisconsin got it to within 2, the Cougars running again.
Yeah, I mean, they're just going to push every time they can. And part of that is their DNA. It's who they are. It's who they've been all season long. But I think there's an added component with Wisconsin, how good they are defensively in the half court. They don't want to see that. If there's a chance at a 2-on-1 break, 2-on-2 break, 1-on-1, they would rather take their chances with that shot than, again, set up against the length of Wisconsin defensively.
Stephen Crowell hits the first free throw to stop a 7-0 BYU run. Second free throw good. So Crowell makes them both. That quiets BYU for the moment.
Well, the biggest thing about a made shot is it forces BYU to actually walk the ball up the floor for once.
It's been a rarity for sure. Hall dribbles down inside, dumps it down low. Traore in the paint. Hook shot from 5 feet right in the middle of the lane. Good.
Traore's given up 4 or 5 inches on Crowell in winter, and he still, with his size, can get Crowell on his heels with a nice touch shot right around the basket. And that's going to be a big storyline if he can continue to be effective.
There's Tonje trying to find room at the line. Backs up now left side wing. Tonje trying to probe baseline. Backs out to Crowell. 3 on the left wing. Rolls off, no good. We've got a whistle and a foul underneath. That'll be on Dawson Baker trying to clear space against Carter Gilmore. He picks up his first 4th team foul on BYU.
I don't like that call. I think that was a textbook blockout. Now, we've talked about this. When you are blocking someone out, you have to kind of have that point where you release him. And maybe it was a little late, but that was a great job.
Double team comes on the inbound. Crowell wraps it around to Gilmore. Gilmore drives in, dishes right corner. Blackwell open 3, won't go. Rebound Crowell bats that one out, but out of bounds. Tried to swat it back towards his guards, who had already leaked back defensively, and it'll be BYU ball. 10:01 remaining in this first half. 25-16 BYU, and Wisconsin ice cold. No field goals in the last 3:06. They've missed their last 5 from the floor. Here's Hall, turning the corner. Jumps a pass into the corner. Bošković for 3. That's an air ball caught by Klesmit. Klesmit for Wisconsin to bring it up near right sideline. Pushes the chest pass over to Crowell. Swing around to Blackwell. Blackwell penetrates to the left elbow. Backs out on the wing. 18 to shoot. Send to Gilmore. Gilmore, one dribble to his right. Now Tonje will touch. Tonje on the right side against Stewart. Swings the pass around left side. Klesmit off the screen for 3. Way off the mark. May have dented the backboard. Bošković with the rebound. Quickly up the floor comes Baker, and Baker traveled with it. Got into traffic and got a little happy feet. Turns it over.
Yeah, but it's still, you can just tell that that's exactly what they are trying to do. You know, if Wisconsin is going to allow BYU perimeter players to just have a basic rip through and get into the paint, they're going to continue to do it all night. Now, fortunately, that resulted in a turnover, but they've got to keep guys in front of them. That was not even the break. I mean, that was off of a dead ball.
Here's Kamari McGee starting it up for Wisconsin. Blackwell at the top of the key, set up in the right-hand offensive zone. Wisconsin down 25-16. They swing around to Tonje, trying to get things going. 4 points, but 1 for 4 shooting. Tonje just barreling into the lane, and he's tripped up as he goes through traffic. The foul on Trey Stewart of BYU, his first, 5th team foul.
So the 4 teams here in Denver for this session, BYU is by far the most well-represented and loud. Not happy with that call, but that was the right one. Tonje definitely tripped.
Into Winter, who'll swing it around left side to Blackwell. Blackwell back right wing to Winter. Feeding Blackwell again. Blackwell bumped at the left elbow, backs up for a jumper, rolls off the front iron, no good. Kebaketa with a rebound. BYU quickly up the floor. Saunders back to Stewart. Open three left wing. That's an air ball caught underneath by Nell, who throws it back out on the left wing to Stewart. Demon will set things up with 14 to shoot. Demon gets past Tanjay, whirls around to the right side, and Stewart against Winter, driving on the big man, gets into the paint, leaning in. Winter knocked it out of his hands, out of bounds, and that'll belong to BYU with 3.6 on the shot clock.
Good job defensively by Wisconsin. Much more effective slowing BYU down when they can find a way to get it into the half court. For the most part, keeping BYU on the perimeter the entire play.
It'll be Demon who will inbound. 3.6 to shoot. In it comes. Shot fake. They don't have time to shot fake. They didn't get a shot up. There were only 3.6 seconds on the shot clock. It inbounded to the senior Trevin Nell, who started shot faking and then fed it up top to Mag, and it went nowhere.
Yeah, Nell just did not know. As the ball, he kind of patted his chest as if to say, my bad, and that's something the point guard has got to make aware to everyone on the floor how much time is left.
Here's Tanjay, left elbow, fadeaway jumper, won't go. Tanjay 1 for 5 from the floor. Demon will start it up to Saunders. Saunders running, accelerating into the front court. Backs it up. BYU 1 for their last 10 from the floor. Rather, Wisconsin 1 for their last 10 from the floor. Nell on the drive to the rim for 2. That breaks a 2.5-minute scoring drought for BYU, and it expands the lead to 11, its largest. Here's Tanjay working against Mag on the baseline to a cutting McGee, and he misses a layup on the left side. Rebound BYU. Saunders on the run. Backs it out to Demon. Shot fake from 30 and a foul on McGee.
Wisconsin has missed 12 of their last 13 shots. BYU is doing a good job defensively. Wisconsin is just completely flustered, missing layup after layup.
And this place sounds like Provo. Huge roars for BYU with a timeout on the floor. 27-16, BYU by 11. You're listening to the men's basketball tournament on the Westwood One NCAA Radio Network.
All power, zero compromise. Ego cordless outdoor power equipment features advanced lithium battery technology that exceeds the power and performance of gas without the noise, fuss, or fumes. From blowers and trimmers to mowers and pressure washers, one battery powers over 90 tools. No wonder it is the #1 rated brand in cordless outdoor power. Power beyond belief. Visit egopowerplus.com to learn more or to find an Ego retailer near you. That's egopowerplus.com.
At Meineke, doing car care right means our Meineke certified technicians fix whatever your car needs. We fix it right and back it up with nationwide warranties. Brakes? We do that. Tires? Yep, we do that too. Engine repairs, air conditioning, tune-ups, suspension, alignments, oil changes. We do it all. Visit Meineke.com today and schedule an appointment. Each Meineke is independently owned and operated. Trust your key with Meineke. Meineke, doing car care right.
Meanwhile at Xfinity.
Okay, huddle up. Do you realize how many fans stream basketball? It's madness.
But real fans stream with Xfinity Internet.
Totally. We've engineered a super fast connection.
With reduced buffering and low lag.
'Cause making streaming better is what we do!
Yeah!
Yeah!
Can we let go now? It's really not a huddle with two people.
Switch to Xfinity Internet and stream live sports from the best seat in the house. Bring on the good stuff. Restrictions apply. Not available in all areas. Actual speeds vary. Not guaranteed.
Traveling in basketball? Bad move. Traveling the world? Great move. Wherever the road takes you, Best Western is your place to take a time out and catch your breath. Because every team needs a place to regroup. Life's a trip. Make the most of it at Best Western. Book direct and save at bestwestern.com.
Back in our Westwood One studios, let's check the tournament scoreboard, sponsored by GoodRx. For simple, smart savings on your prescriptions, go to goodrx.com or download the free GoodRx app. #1 overall seed Auburn was down at halftime, but an 18-4 run in the second half, and the Tigers are pulling away from Creighton. It is 66-54 with 7 minutes to go. Let's get you back to Denver. Kevin Kugler and Austin Crozier.
The Wisconsin Badgers, 13th in the Ken Palm rankings offensive efficiency. 0 for their last 9, 1 for their last 12. They're trailing 27-16 to BYU. Inbound for the Cougars. It's Saunders, 3, top of the key. Got it to roll home. Saunders with the 3, and it's 30-16 BYU.
Obviously, Wisconsin's going to have to do it at the offensive end, but it doesn't matter if you can't get stops. BYU doing everything and anything they want at the other end.
Klesmit will get it back to Crowell, finding Klesmit in the right corner. Can the Badgers find a bucket? Klesmit, baseline, almost lost the dribble. Secures it back to Crowell, 3, top of the key, rolls it home. That stops the 0 for 9 streak, and it's 30-19 BYU.
It's not enough to trade baskets. They've got to figure out defensively.
Demon drives inside to Crowell, backs it out on the wing. 3 for Mag is good. Mawat Mag rains it down from 3. 33-19. Everything dropping for BYU. Klesmit now on the right wing. 6.5 to go. He'll launch a 3 and he'll hit. Trading threes for the moment, keeps it at 11, 33-22 BYU.
Well, the more important thing is it forces BYU to walk it up the floor. However, now they've hit a couple of shots out of the half court.
Here's Nell at the top of the key, drives down the lane, into Crowell, shot short, rebound Crowell. Janicki will bring it up for Wisconsin. Here's Janicki pushing it to Crowell. Looks to Blackwell. Blackwell driving baseline into the teeth of that defense, and he just bounces it off the window and in. Good strong take, and it brings Wisconsin within 9, 33-24. We got a whistle and a stoppage. Blackwell got into it with Demon. Demon shoved him a little bit. Official stops play, brings them both into the corner, puts them in timeout for a couple of seconds, and gives them a stern talking to.
Well, you can understand the frustration of Blackwell at the way that his team is playing. He got the finish, and Demon just happened to be standing there as the ball went through the net. I don't think that there was anything to it other than Wisconsin trying to find something to get them going. And if I'm Greg Gard, I like a little bit of emotion from a team that otherwise has been completely flat.
Igor Demon working against Blackwell. Picks up a screen, drops a 3 right in the face of Blackwell. And Demon with a little extra stare as he walks up the floor. And a 36-24 Cougar lead. Here's Blackwell back to work. He's on the left wing. Winter now will try a 3. Winter can't hit that long rebound. Will just go out of bounds. And Mawat Mag will inbound.
Mag just lost himself a rebound. Could have just picked that up. That's not even padding your stats. It's just giving yourself a rebound.
Does it work like it does in the NBA? Are there incentives in the new NIL deals?
Probably not.
Yeah, I don't know.
It always looks better to have. That could be the one that gets him a double-double.
Here's Saunders driving inside against Klesmit. Left hand won't go. Got his own miss. Drives it up with the right hand, and it's good. 38-24. 14-point BYU lead. Timeout, Wisconsin.
We saw this in our first game with Michigan. Early on, A&M brought the fight to them, and they were not ready for it. Michigan flipped it relatively early in that first half. We are now 15 minutes in, and Wisconsin is yet to look anything like the team that we have seen in the regular season.
BYU outscoring them 18-6 in the paint, leading 38-24 on the scoreboard. You're listening to the men's basketball tournament on the Westwood One NCAA Radio Network.
Hi, everybody. Christopher Russo, Mad Dog Sports Radio, live all day during the NCAA tournament. That's until 2 a.m. Eastern. React to all the action at AAA Mad Dog 6 on Channel 82.
Find out what channel your team is playing on by going to SiriusXM.com/sports.
On the court, off the court, and on devices equipped with Amazon Alexa. For the best basketball insight, just say, Alexa, listen to NBA Radio on SiriusXM.
Okay. Find out what channel your team is playing on by going to SiriusXM.com/sports.
People always ask me, Guy, why are you so confident? And I tell them because I shop for a used car with Carfax. Why Carfax? Because I was able to pause for the facts. What kind of facts? Used car facts. Facts. Like which car has been in a reported accident, which ride has the best value, facts. Which car will have me feeling so confident that I'll just turn up the radio facts. And roll down the windows facts. And belt out show tunes, knowing full well that I cannot sing. Facts. Carfax? Carfax is the answer. Shop the all-new Carfax.com.
Meanwhile at Xfinity.
Okay, huddle up. Do you realize how many fans stream basketball? It's madness.
But real fans stream with Xfinity Internet.
Totally. We've engineered a super fast connection.
With reduced buffering and low lag.
'Cause making streaming better is what we do!
Yeah!
Yeah!
Can we let go now? It's really not a huddle with two people.
Switch to Xfinity Internet and stream live sports from the best seat in the house. Bring on the good stuff. Restrictions apply. Not available in all areas. Actual speeds vary. Not guaranteed.
Hear the Masters exclusively on SiriusXM. Hi, this is Mike Tirico, and there's nothing like the Masters.
Rory McIlroy, he's thinking Grand Slam.
The beauty of the azaleas, the passion of the patrons, and the best golfers in the world vying for a green jacket.
For birdie at 16, it's on the way up to the cup and in. Scotty Scheffler can put one arm in the jacket right now.
It all makes for one of the most iconic weekends in sports. Tune into Masters Radio this April on Channel 92 in the car and on the SiriusXM app.
Find out what channel your team is playing on by going to SiriusXM.com/sports.
Get good at money so you can be a little bad. Invest well at Empower.com. With Austin Crozier, Kevin Kugler back courtside in Denver. 38-24 BYU threatening to run and hide from the Wisconsin Badgers. John Tonje around a winter screen will go to work to Blackwell for a three on the right wing. That is good off the timeout. A little fist pump from Blackwell, who hits his second three. He's got 8.
There wasn't a whole lot there offensively. Just a swing, and Blackwell's open. No hesitation. Second straight game, he's got the hot hand.
Oh, bounce it down to Traore, and the ball tipped out of bounds off Traore. Carter Gilmore got over there, and it's a turnover to Wisconsin.
Signs of life.
But can they cash in on this end, Austin? Down 11, 38-27. Here's Tonje on the left-hand wing. Trying to cross over, picked up by Mag on a switch. Tonje will drive into the paint, turns the corner, gets to the rim for 2. Right-handed layup, and it's 38-29.
Well, that's your two best players offensively in 2 straight possessions.
And then it goes to Saunders. Saunders stops in the paint, leaning in. Shot won't go. His tip won't go. Rebound loose, scooped up by Blackwell of Wisconsin. Down by 9, and then the ball poked out of his hands, and a foul called on Saunders. Saunders with his first, team's 6th.
Well, this Wisconsin team is so talented and so good that they can easily overcome a 9-point deficit at this point. It's just a matter of, are they going to play like the team that we are accustomed to? And a little bit of sign of life here on both ends. But Tonje's got to be the guy. Blackwell's got to be the guy. The bigs have got to put up a fight rebounding the ball.
And then we've got a whistle. There was an errant horn.
Yeah.
And that sort of caused everyone to pause a little bit.
Including me.
No question. I was looking around to see why there was there a substitution, but no.
I think the referees all had the same looks on their face as well.
Had a little premature horn here in Denver. It happens. Tonje into Blackwell. Wisconsin 5 of their last 6 from the floor. Blackwell trying to find room against Saunders on the baseline. Back out on the left wing to Crowell. Now Gilmore will swing it around to Tonje. 14 to shoot. Tonje sizes up a 3. That's off. Rebound Traore for BYU. He throws it away. Gilmore with the takeaway. Gilmore back, it goes to Klesmit. Steps into a 3. Off the back iron. Long rebound to Klesmit. Another chance for the Badgers. Send it around to Gilmore. Fakes the 3, and now Blackwell driving baseline. Double team down there. Blackwell in some trouble. Backs it out. Klesmit 3. Top of the key. In and out. No good. And a foul underneath. Mawat Mag shoves Blackwell battling for the rebound. I think John Blackwell sold that exceptionally well. And the first foul on Mawat Mag.
That was absolutely a sell by Blackwell. He did it well.
Give him credit. I had no idea Madison had such a good acting school. Timeout on the court with a score. BYU 38, Wisconsin 29. You're listening to the men's basketball tournament on the Westwood One NCAA Radio Network.
Listen up, fellow Gen Xers. Elizabeth Banks here. The recommended age for pneumococcal pneumonia vaccination has been lowered to 50 and older, even if you're healthy. It's up to us to lead the way. We've done this before. Music videos, fanny packs, even the World Wide Web. Let's do it again and get vaccinated because we're at over 6 times greater risk for pneumococcal pneumonia. Gen X, this is our shot. Visit vaxassist.com and schedule a vaccine today. Sponsored by Pfizer.
Your business needed to hire someone yesterday. How can you find amazing candidates fast? Easy. Just use Indeed. With Indeed Sponsored Jobs, your post jumps to the top of the page for relevant candidates so you can reach the people you want faster. According to Indeed data, sponsored jobs posted directly on Indeed have 45% more applications than non-sponsored jobs. Plus, with Indeed Sponsored Jobs, there are no monthly subscriptions, and you only pay for results. Start at Indeed.com/credit.
This is the story of the one. He's responsible for keeping a leading healthcare facility clean and safe. And he trusts Grainger's high-quality HVAC cleaning and safety products, combined with their world-class supply chain, to consistently deliver, ensuring he's covered inside and out, so he can focus on keeping his facility clean to help protect the health of everyone inside. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Buying a home used to feel like a complete headache. Listings here, pre-approval there, financing somewhere else. Now, Rocket is giving every home one address. Rocket.com. A single seamless homeownership platform to help you find, buy, sell, finance, and refinance your home. Everything you need, all under one roof. Visit Rocket.com, the new home for all things homeownership. Rocket. Own the dream.
Let's check the tournament summary sponsored by Marriott Bonvoy. Take your game day rituals on the road with Marriott Bonvoy. Over 30 hotel brands for every kind of fan. Explore more at MarriottBonvoy.com/NCAA. Well, the debate coming into the tournament was who's going to have the best conference. The SEC is by far the best. Well, so far, it's the Big Ten and the Big 12 that have been the two most dominant conferences. Big Ten is 10-0 with Michigan and Purdue already in the Sweet 16. The Big 12 is 7-1. Texas Tech has advanced to the Sweet 16. Meanwhile, the SEC is 9-7, ACC 2-3, and the Big East 4-3.
Yeah, I mean, I think when you look at the SEC, everyone universally thought that the top 4 teams all had a chance to win a national championship, and then there was a little bit of a drop-off. But the Big Ten, everybody representing.
And Blackwell missing the front end of the 1-1 after the timeout, rebounded by BYU. Dawson Baker will navigate up the floor, hand off to Hall. Hall turns the corner, gets free of Klesmit, who slides down. The three halfway down, pops back up. Richie Saunders, the offensive rebound for BYU. He adjusts his headband. It had almost fallen off, and he gets rid of it to Dallin Hall. 10 on the shot clock. Hall works it over to Saunders. Freshly attired, headband secure. Saunders with 4 to shoot. Gets baseline against Gilmore. Nowhere to go. Drops it to Mag. Mag at the rim. No, but a foul. Cada came in and dunked the miss by Mag, but the foul called first, and really good ball movement by BYU to get any kind of a shot that late in the clock.
Yeah, and again, you know, if you're Wisconsin, I mean, you played perfect defense for 27 seconds, and you just get a little bit lost on a backdoor cut. And BYU a chance to get to the line and extend their lead.
Mawap Mag going there for 2 after the first foul on Blackwell. Mag on the year, 76% at the line. First one good. March Madness is coming to a court near you. Experience it live as the nation's best college basketball teams compete for a chance to cut down the nets. Secure your seats today at ncaa.com/MBB tickets. Mag good on both. And BYU up by 11 again, 40-29. Badgers will walk this one up. Crowell at the top of the key. A dribble handoff to Tonje. Tonje crashing down the right side of the lane. Up and under move against Mag. Banks it off the window with a left hand to cut the lead to 9.
That was just an NBA one-on-one move there by Tonje. Nothing going on, just using his strength and athleticism.
Oh, an opening on the baseline for Baker as he blew by his defender in the corner. And Baker, when he got inside, is fouled. And he's going to go to the free throw stripe for 2.
The foul was on Klesmit, correct? Yeah, he just a little bit late coming across, was trying to get vertical, explaining his case to the officials, but he was definitely going for it. Excuse me, that was Gilmore.
Carter Gilmore with his first. Still arguing his case with that official out there, and surprisingly, the foul's not changing. Baker at the line for 2. His first attempts of the day. 76% free throw shooter and a first good. Download the brand new Westwood One Sports app and catch every minute of the men's and women's NCAA tournament anytime, anywhere. Don't be left out. Get the Westwood One Sports app today. It's getting rave reviews, by the way. If you've not downloaded the app, be sure you do so. Second free throw good. Baker 2 for 2. 11 the lead for BYU. 2.5 to play first half. It's some tired teams out there right now. Crowell, the handoff to Tanjay. Tanjay going to work, driving the right side of the lane, and we've got a whistle and a foul on the floor. And the foul's going to go on Saunders, and Saunders, away from the ball, was battling for position, and he picks up his second.
Yeah, he was fighting with Gilmore, and Saunders is not the kind of guy that's going to back down. But I'm not sure that that was completely initiated by Saunders. Either way, with him with 2 fouls going to the sideline, an opportunity for Wisconsin. He really is the guy that makes this offense go. Both he and Demon. No, Demon's back in the game, so he will be initiating the offense for the Cougars.
Gilmore to the line. I think they're checking to make sure who is the shooter. Carter Gilmore, a 74% shooter, and it's a 1-and-1 for Gilmore. Gilmore, several dribbles, bends the knees, free throw, no good. Rebound by Keba Keita. Keita grabs the rebound, starts it off to Hall for BYU. From right to left they work. Hall pounding the dribble, goes down the lane, lob underneath to Keita, and a foul by Gilmore. And then Gilmore with a little extracurricular after the play. Starting to see a little frustration from this Badger team right now, down 11 and kind of getting bullied by BYU.
Yeah, and that was Gilmore on both ends. Again, if you're Greg Gard, you probably don't like it. He's getting in the face of someone, but you want to see something. You want to see someone care a little bit, and that's really, I think, what it's come down to. We mentioned BYU, the punch in the face to Wisconsin, and aside from moments here and there, it is still BYU that is the more aggressive team.
Foul called on the floor, so they will inbound BYU into the left corner. It goes to Baker. Baker turns the corner. The lob to Keita, and he punishes the rim with a two-hand jam. 44-31, BYU. Tanjay back to Crowell. Klesman around a Crowell screen, into the paint, jumps it left corner to Blackwell, fakes the pass, drives baseline, lost his footing, and a foul called.
It's interesting where that block was called. I mean, Blackwell had started on one side, gone under the basket, and was on the other side where they called that block. And I'm sure you can hear it through the headset. The BYU faithful not happy with the call.
A foul called on Hall. That's his second. And a technical foul has just been assessed to Mawat Mag. Mag was upset about the call.
I think Mag was looking at the scoreboard, saw the in-camera replay, which BYU fans all exploded at, and likely said something to the officials along the lines of, "Did you see that?"
Yeah. And BYU will now be asked to stay on the floor as John Tanjay shoots free throws.
Yeah, and I wouldn't be surprised if Mag is coming out of the game here. If you're Kevin Young, all of the momentum in this game is going your way. As Tanjay misses the free throw and the fans let him hear it. But if you're Kevin Young, you don't want the momentum to shift here in this last minute 47.
That's his second miss of the day.
I think they missed the front end of 3 1-and-1s, 2 front
last 2 1-and-1s, they missed the front end. This obviously not a 1-and-1, as Tanjay's second is good. But a 91% shooter, and he misses 2 free throws in the first half. And now, after the foul before, Blackwell will go to the line thanks to the Hall foul. So sorting all that out, Mag with 2, Hall with 2, Saunders with 2. This is a 1-and-1, and they've missed the last 2 front ends.
But a chance for all of this, Wisconsin, to cut it to a 10-point game.
Front end of the 1-and-1 is good, and Blackwell gets one more.
I mean, I think you're Wisconsin. If you can get this to single digits at halftime, you got to feel pretty good about your chances considering how poorly you played.
Second free throw is good. 2 for 2. A 3-point trip and a 10-point game, 44-34. Demon will bring it up to Baker, curling off the screen. Into the corner, finds Stewart, and a travel. Stewart turns it over. Turnover number 6 for BYU. Still 1:39 until halftime. And you said it, Austin, if you're BYU, you've got to be careful about your composure here.
Yeah, absolutely. 1:39, you have dominated this half. You don't want Wisconsin to think going into halftime that they've got a chance.
Nolan Winter will give it to Tanjay on the left wing with Stewart guarding. Tanjay will just barrel into the paint, scoops up a shot, and somehow it goes in on the right side. Tanjay just too strong. 44-36, Wisconsin with an 8. Now Demon, chased by Blackwell, backs it up near the half-court line. 18 to shoot. Screen comes out from Keita. Demon takes it, drives right side, layup short. Keita had the rebound, lost it out of bounds. It'll belong to Wisconsin. Boy, momentum is shifting late in this half toward the Badgers.
Absolutely, and a BYU team that has had everything go their way. A little bit stunned, a couple of bad shots at one end and not able to get a stop at the other. But if I'm John Tanjay, I continue to ride that hot hand that no one really on BYU's team, and to be honest, most teams in the country could keep him in front of them. I continue to look for him to drive.
Here's Blackwell, swing around to Tanjay. There he is, left wing. That's where he drives from. He'll go to work again. Spins into the paint, dishes up top. Blackwell, 3, top of the key. Won't go, got a good look. Rebound, Keita. And now BYU can right the ship. They've had 4 turnovers in their last 8 possessions. Demon, and a whistle and a timeout taken by BYU. They'll use their use it or lose it timeout with 45.9 to go in the first half of a 44-36 lead over Wisconsin. You're listening to the men's basketball tournament on the Westwood One NCAA Radio Network.
O'Reilly. You've got questions? O'Reilly Auto Parts has answers. Need a pro you can trust? We've got that too. No matter what you need, our professional parts people have the training and expertise to help you do things right. Deep automotive knowledge. Just one part that makes O'Reilly stand apart. The professional parts people.
O'Reilly Auto Parts.
Timeout used by Kevin Young. What's he looking for?
I think he's looking for a 2-for-1. 46 seconds left on the game clock, 22 on the shot clock. If BYU can get a shot off here in the next 6 seconds, they will have time on the clock when they get it back with about 10.
Inbound comes to Demon. He's going to have to hurry to get that 2-for-1. Now going to have to really race. Demon turns the corner. Now they're not going to go for 2-for-1. Just looking for the best shot. Shot clock down to 10. Demon in the middle of the floor. Looking for a screen from Keita. Takes it. Picked up on a switch by Crowell. 3 over Crowell. Dives back iron. No. Keita with an offensive rebound. It gets loose. And Klesmit, who was on the floor, it fell into his lap. And Wisconsin gets the final shot now, perhaps. Tanjay feeding it to Crowell. Crowell on the right block. Launches the quick hook. It won't go. And now BYU's going to get the last shot. Here's Demon. Demon with 7 seconds to go. At the top of the key, lost it, gets it back, kicks it left corner. Nell for 3, got it! The 3 in the left corner! 47-36, halftime in Denver. The quick shot by Wisconsin turns into a 3 on the other end and a double-digit lead at the break.
There's absolutely no way that can happen. If you are Wisconsin, you're down 8 points, a chance to get it to 6 or 5. You must take the last shot there. And not only was it not the last shot, it was with 7 seconds on the clock, which allowed BYU to drive and kick for a 3-pointer. And what a change right there at the half. Again, Wisconsin could have gotten it to 6. Instead, it's an 11-point game.
BYU's 12th game with a double-digit lead at halftime. It's the biggest halftime deficit Wisconsin has faced all season long. BYU 47, Wisconsin 36. When we return, we'll head back to our Straight Talk Wireless studios for the halftime report. Need more data so you can stream your Jam Mix on loop? Switch to Straight Talk and get real unlimited data on a reliable 5G network. Straight Talk, available at Walmart or straighttalk.com. From the Westwood One NCAA Radio Network, this is the men's basketball tournament.
Most people think child abuse is a bad parent problem.
Actually, the root causes may be different than you think.
Let us explain. Affordable housing for everyone?
That prevents child abuse. And access to health care in every community.
Prevents child abuse, too. High quality, affordable child care.
Paid family leave.
School breakfast and lunch programs.
All of this prevents child abuse.
It's all about keeping families out of crisis in the first place.
At least 1 in 7 children in the United States have experienced abuse or neglect in the past year. Prevent Child Abuse America promotes policies, programs, and resources informed by science that help communities, parents, and kids thrive.
Because when we keep families out of crisis,
we prevent child abuse
from ever happening.
Go to preventchildabuse.org to learn more.
That's preventchildabuse.org.
Let's solve child abuse before it ever happens.
Furnished by Prevent Child Abuse America.
Hello, I'm Jose Hernandez, and I have been using a wheelchair since my accident in 1995.
My name is Andrea Dalzell, and I've been using a wheelchair since I was 5 years old.
I guess if I had one message for the general public, it would be that I appreciate your help. But please, ask first.
Yeah, a lot of people don't realize that I've actually got everything under control.
I think people get nervous. They don't know how to act, so they pretend I'm not there.
What probably bothers me the most is when waiters talk to my companion and not directly to me.
I think everyone with a disability can relate to that parking spot problem.
We know you're just parking in that disabled spot for a second, but please, don't. We're just looking for the same respect and consideration as everyone else.
United Spinal Association is dedicated to enhancing the quality of life of people living with spinal cord injuries and disorders. Download our disability etiquette booklet at unitedspinal.org.
BYU has been in control the first 20 minutes in Denver, a pro-Cougars crowd. They've been up by as much as 14, and BYU leading Wisconsin at the break, 47-36. Welcome inside the Westwood One Broadcast Center in Los Angeles. I'm Brad Heller. Let's check the tournament scoreboard, sponsored by Maintain X. Maintain X is the asset and maintenance app that brings your unplanned downtime to zero. Try for free at maintainx.com/MVP. That's maintain and the letter x.com/MVP. One other game in progress right now. Houston, the 1 seed in the Midwest, has led so far from the jump, 33-22 on top of Gonzaga. It's been the LJ Cryer show so far. 16 points on 4 3-pointers. They've got 3 minutes to go in the first half. Auburn, another number 1 seed, number 1 overall, was actually down at halftime to Creighton, but Bruce Pearl's Tigers came out on a mission in the second half.
Jones defended by Neal. They let the clock tick down. 10 to shoot. Just now establishes dribble. 7 to shoot. 1-on-1 against Neal. 5 to shoot. Driving into the paint. Up fake. Leads into contact. High kiss fake. And one. A critical three-point play with 2.1 on the timer.
John Sadak on the call. It was a 20-4 run midway through the second half that put Auburn ahead for good. That basket helped them hang on. 82-70 over Creighton, the Tigers' first Sweet 16 since the Final Four run in 2019. Auburn will take on Michigan Friday in Atlanta. The Wolverines beating Texas A&M 91-79, rallying from 10 down midway through the second half. Roddy Gale Jr., 21 of his 26 points after halftime. Your halftime score in Denver, BYU 47 and Wisconsin 36. Coming up, we're going to hear from UCLA head coach Mick Cronin before his Bruins take on Tennessee. You're listening to the men's basketball tournament on the Westwood One NCAA radio network.
Workdays can be unpredictable, but your workwear shouldn't be. With the Cintas Apparel Plus program, you'll have freshly laundered garments for everyone on your team delivered every week. Cintas has workwear for just about any job imaginable, with high-performance fabrics and an uncompromising fit that stretches and moves with you. Don't leave looking and feeling good to chance. Visit Cintas.com.
Oh, I'm ready!
And get ready for the workday.
Hey, fellow Gen Xers, it's Elizabeth Banks. Big news! The recommended age for pneumococcal pneumonia vaccination has been lowered to 50 and older, even if you're healthy. It's up to us to lead the charge. After all, we gave the world the internet. We're trailblazers. Let's lead the way again because we are at over 6 times greater risk for pneumococcal pneumonia. Gen X, this is our shot. Head to vaxassist.com and schedule today. That's vaxassist.com. Sponsor.
At CertaPro Painters, we know that a happy place comes in many colors, like ones that inspire a sense of wonder, or a new flavor that makes life just a little bit sweeter, or one to celebrate those moments that lift you to new heights. At home or at work, we'll make your happy place your own. CertaPro Painters, that's painting happy. We proudly use Sherwin-Williams paint.
Feels like home.
The family that vacations together stays together. At least, that was the plan. Except now, the Dastardly desk clerk is saying he can't confirm your connecting rooms.
Wait, what?
That's right, ma'am. You have rooms 201 and 709.
No, we cannot be 5 floors away from our kids.
The doors have double locks. They'll be fine.
When you want connecting rooms confirmed before you arrive, it matters where you stay.
Welcome to Hilton. I see your connecting rooms are already confirmed.
Hilton, for the stay.
You've been listening. Find out what channel your team is playing on by going to SiriusXM.com/sports.
Hey, this is Brian Geltzeiler. Wake up early with me in 2007 NBA Coach of the Year Sam Mitchell every Saturday morning from 7 to 10 a.m. Eastern as we break down everything NBA on Channel 86.
Find out what channel your team is playing on by going to SiriusXM.com/sports.
Hire someone yesterday. How can you find amazing candidates fast? Easy. Just use Indeed. With Indeed Sponsored Jobs, your post jumps to the top of the page for relevant candidates so you can reach the people you want faster. According to Indeed data, sponsored jobs posted directly on Indeed have 45% more applications than non-sponsored jobs. Plus, with Indeed Sponsored Jobs, there are no monthly subscriptions, and you only pay for results. Start at Indeed.com/credit.
Welcome back to the Straight Talk Wireless Studios here in Los Angeles. I'm Brad Heller. Need more data so you can stream your Jam mix on loop? Switch to Straight Talk and get real unlimited data on a reliable 5G network. Straight Talk, available at Walmart or straighttalk.com. BYU leads Wisconsin at halftime 47-36. The final game of the night will be in Lexington. It'll be the 2-7 matchup in the Midwest, Tennessee and UCLA, who have only played each other once, and that was all the way back in 1977. The Volunteers will try and get to a third straight Sweet 16 for the first time in school history, while UCLA goes for a 4th trip in 5 years. They have never lost in the round of 32 under head coach Mick Cronin, and here is Coach Cronin with our LaFonso Ellis.
Make you play against a Utah State team that scored 81 points a game, and you guys hold them to 47. How'd you do it?
Well, look, our guys did a great job defensively. Obviously, Martinez, our leading scorer, we were able to really blank him and make his life miserable. And we didn't give him anything easy, especially at the three-point line. They're a team that likes to shoot the threes. They got out on the transition on us a couple times, but our execution on the offensive end was really important against their matchup zone. We could set our defense, but the kids really dug in defensively, and our toughness and our physicality just kind of wore them down.
And Meg, I've known you for a long time. Defense is where you hang your hat, and that's no different being out in California, but you're playing against a Tennessee team that does the same. Could you teach our audience what's the difference between the way you defend and the way they defend?
Well, it's pretty similar. We try to make nothing easy, and they try to make nothing easy. Just catching the ball. So, who can make who more uncomfortable? Because I'm pretty sure we're both going to make each other a little uncomfortable. Who can make the other guy more uncomfortable? And then my concern of mine is the rebounding, because Meshach does a great job from the perimeter rebounding. Their physicality, which I'm sure are the same concerns they have about us. It's got the makings of a potential rock fight, because neither team makes anything easy, and we both do it in pretty similar ways.
And Nick, what are 2 keys we can look for in your game against Tennessee?
Well, obviously their defense is great, so I would say offensive toughness. They have a lot of teams running their offense at half court against Tennessee. They can't even enter the ball. You can't play with the ball around Meshach or Zakai Ziegler. They're as good on the ball with their nose on the ball as anybody that I've seen this year. And they just don't make any catch easy. So offensive toughness is a huge key. Then the rebounding. If we do a good job defensively, we can't let them break our back, get an offensive rebound, or get multiple offensive rebounds in a game like this. So what happens without the ball in a game like this? Both teams and both coaches coach that way. Both teams play that way. Beating screens, blocking out, who comes out of there with the ball. Those are all things that take a lot of effort and physicality, and I think that is going to determine who wins.
Thank you, Mick. I appreciate you, and have a great game against Tennessee.
All right, Fonz. Thank you.
All right, we'll send you back to the arena when we return. From the Westwood One NCAA Radio Network, this is the men's basketball tournament.
When the forgotten poor are suffering and in need of healing, they wait for a ship unlike any other. Mercy Ships, the largest floating civilian hospital in the world, with volunteer medical staff and crew who donate their time to save lives. Heroes of mercy, like these.
Every human being has the right to be treated as human, to have a place at the table of the human race.
If you could just see the look in the patient's eyes or the smiles that you get when lives have been changed, then it would make it all worth it.
You bring hope and healing to one person, but that person belongs to a family, and that family belongs to a community.
Together, these heroes of mercy and friends like you bring hope and healing to those who desperately need it.
Thank you! Thank you!
To learn more about Heroes of Mercy, go to mercyships.org today.
After my father...
There's nothing more defeating than a bracket busted during the first few rounds. Clearly, you didn't have the right stats and data to make the right pick. Don't make the same mistake with hiring for your small business. Find top-tier talent in the right place with LinkedIn. LinkedIn has professionals you can't find anywhere else, including those who aren't actively looking for a new job, but might be open to the perfect role. Post your job for free at linkedin.com/SXM. That's linkedin.com/SXM. Terms and conditions apply.
You can just move through life, or you can find the things that move you. It's your choice. Choose joy. Choose the road. Choose your shot. Take it. Choose to get in there. Choose your calling. Choose your path. Just choose. We craft cars for those who choose to do more than simply move. You know who you are. Mazda. Move and be moved.
I wake up.
Halftime in Denver, and BYU rolling a 47-36 lead over the number 3 seed Wisconsin. Let's check the halftime stats, sponsored by Barbasol. Barbasol shaving cream delivers a thick lather and close, comfortable shave for half the price of gels. Why pay more for a great shave? Choose Barbasol. The dominance shows up in the statistic. BYU plus 12 rebounding, plus 10 second chance points, plus 11 off the bench, plus 8 points in the paint. This has been a BYU dominant first half. Richie Saunders leading the way with 12. 8 points for Yegor Demon. 6 points for Keba Keita, a team that shot 47% in the first half and 6 of 14 from 3. Holds Wisconsin to 39% shooting. 5 of 17, 29% from 3. Tanjay 11, Crowell with 10, Blackwell with 10. But nothing else. 3 for Klesmit and 2 for Winter, and that's it for the scoring for one of the most potent offensive teams in the Big Ten Conference. Austin Crozier, they've been shut down by BYU.
Yeah, I mean, if you're Greg Gard, I don't know what you say to your team. An 11-point deficit is more than enough for Wisconsin to make up. This is a great basketball team, and the pace is going to be played at a level where there will be enough shots. But, I mean, Greg Gard has had to have had a halftime full of content which we could never share on air. And you mentioned everything, all the statistical categories. Most of the ones that you mentioned are effort plays. And that is so uncharacteristic of this team who has had so much fight all season long.
Well, you're looking at a Wisconsin team that coming into this their fastest pace in at least 30 years, averaging 80 points per game, sixth best in the history of Wisconsin basketball. This was not even your older brother's Wisconsin team. To think of a Wisconsin team giving up 47 in the first half of any game for most of the last 30 years would be unthinkable, but here we are. It's been all BYU, and the end of the first half was really sort of, I guess, a great example of what this whole half has been. Wisconsin runs down, has a last-second shot that they could take. Instead, they take the shot early, and BYU answers with a three to close the half.
Yeah, honestly, I think that if they had ran clock, got a shot, and made it, we would have a completely different feel with what we are talking about right now, that they were able to get it to a 6-point game. And instead, it's 11, and not only are they getting beat up, they're making uncharacteristic mistakes. This is a very veteran Badgers team, and they have looked nothing like what we have seen all season. Arguably the worst half of basketball the entire year.
All right, well, let's get your second half keys, sponsored by Wago. Trust your game, trust your wiring with Wago electrical connectors. Gear up at wago.com/hoops for your next electrical project. What do you see for both of these teams, Austin?
Well, I mean, we mentioned everything for Wisconsin that they are doing poorly and that they are effort plays, and the decision just needs to be made collectively by the team and by the leadership that they are going to fight for 20 minutes to get this win. If you are BYU, it's obviously a little bit more of the same. I love the way that they have pushed the basketball. They have 9 offensive rebounds for a team that shot 47% from the field. All of the hustle plays, all of the 50-50 plays have gone their way. If you can point to one stretch, it was Mag, who didn't feel like he had committed the foul. He gets the technical. They make the free throws, hit a three. Other than that, they've been flawless.
Our halftime score, BYU 47, Wisconsin 36. When we return, we'll have the start of the second half. You're listening to the men's basketball tournament on the Westwood One NCAA Radio Network.
Hey, Green Gobbler here. So you've got a clogged drain in your bathroom. Water in the sink's overstaying its welcome. You're spitting today's toothpaste on top of yesterday's toothpaste. You hope that it go away. Yeah, clogs don't just go away. I make them go away. I'm Green Gobbler, the only clog dissolver you need. I'm bleach-free, safe for your pipes, and I work. Guaranteed or your money back. Because I never met a clog that was gonna unclog itself. Green Gobbler. Let the gobbler get it.
Hi, it's me, your USPS Ground Advantage shipment. Just left the warehouse.
I know. Just got the notification.
Made it.
Yes, I know. I get all the updates.
Stay in the know with USPS Ground Advantage service. Visit USPS.com/in-the-know.
Monster.com helps you slam dunk the job search and make your next career move. With great coaching and millions of job openings, Monster.com empowers you to score your next position and win the job hunt. Get off the bench and go to Monster.com today.
Ball above all. Am I right, y'all? Any questions?
Professor, NCAA Division I women's basketball is back. Are we ready?
You prepared to get loud? Rep your squad? Get your players hyped up to go all the way to the ship? Oh, you're ready. March Madness. Attendance is encouraged. Passion is mandatory. Buy your seats today at ncaa.com/WBB tickets.
Confidence is knowing you're ready to handle whatever comes your way. That's what it feels like to take on your workday with Cintas. They make sure your AEDs are up to date, your fire extinguishers are tested and inspected, your floor mats are cleaned and delivered, and your workwear looks good, feels good, and is freshly laundered with a Cintas Apparel Plus program. So are you ready to take on today? Visit Cintas.com.
Oh, I'm ready!
And get ready for the workday.
Westwood One presents Great Moments in Tournament History.
April 4th, 2016. North Carolina and Villanova were locked in a duel for the national championship in Houston. After the Tar Heels' Marcus Page hit a double clutch three-pointer to tie the game with 4 seconds to play, Wildcats coach Jay Wright called timeout and instructed his team to run a play they had practiced every day since the beginning of the season. A play appropriately named Nova.
Jenkins will trigger. 4.7 seconds to go. Inbound to Ryan Arcidiacono. At half court with 3 seconds. Ryan Arcidiacono flips to Jenkins. 3 for the win. It's good! Jenkins hits the 3 to win the national championship. 77-74. Villanova wins it. For the first time in 31 years, you can call the Cats champions on the Jenkins 3 at the buzzer.
With another great moment in tournament history, I'm Ryan Radke.
Time now for the start of the second half, sponsored by Indeed.com. You just realized your business needed to hire someone yesterday. How can you find amazing candidates fast? Easy. Just use Indeed. Start at Indeed.com/credit. 47-36 BYU with the 11-point advantage. Austin Crozier, this 4-minute segment, we've talked about it in certain games here in Denver, but for Wisconsin, I'm going to be interested to see how they come out of the locker room these first 4 minutes.
Absolutely. And I'm going to be more concerned, less with maybe offensive execution, but more demeanor, temperament. Are they a team that has some fight, or is this a team that is just going to continue getting beat up like they did in the first half?
We welcome those of you just joining us across our network. Just underway in the second half with BYU leading the number 3 seed Wisconsin 47-36. And BYU starts it off with a zip pass into Mawat Mag for a layup for 2, and it's 49-36 Cougars. Now Wisconsin to work with John Tonje in the left-hand offensive zone, bouncing to Nolan Winter, who runs down the right baseline and banks it off the window and home.
Great play call by Greg Gard. Tonje drew 2 defenders coming off of that pick and roll and got the bounce pass in a tight window.
Trevin Nell will work it into the right corner, and Yegor Demon. Demon in the right corner with 15 to shoot, curling around his Nell. Demon turns him down, now feeds it to Nell in the right corner against Tonje, trying to run on the baseline, and a foul called on Tonje. Nell got bumped on that baseline, and they call the foul on John Tonje. That'll be his first.
The BYU fans are giving mock applause to the officials for, in their view, an unjust first half of calls.
It was 10-7 in fouls in the first half.
In favor of BYU?
In favor of BYU. Devin to Nell. 3 on the right wing. Won't go. Rebound Blackwell for Wisconsin. Badgers move it from right to left. White jerseys, tops and bottoms. Blackwell drives inside, blocked at the rim, but the rebound falls into the hands of Nolan Winter, who lays it in on the left block, and the Badgers within 9.
Keita has changed so many shots in this game, a couple of monster finishes as well.
Keita now standing top of the key. Handoff behind to Saunders, splits 2 defenders. The dish to Nell, 3 on the right wing is good. Nell with the 3. Tonje laid out, and BYU's lead is 12.
Wisconsin, 2 of 2 in the first half, but BYU 3 of 3.
Here's Winter, left side Tonje. Tonje will try the 3 left wing. It's good, and Tonje has the answer to bring the Badgers back within 9. 52-43. Keita dribbles 1 step, now 2 to his left, handoff to Saunders, and we've got a foul called. Klesmit with a push trying to fight through the screen of Trevin Nell, and Klesmit picks up his second personal.
Well, all of the wings and the guards for BYU are shooters, which forces you in any sort of a dribble handoff or a wide pin down. You have to stay attached to the shooter. And Wisconsin did a good job of it, just got a little too close.
Yegor Demon off the inbound, will dribble it over to the right-hand wing, curls around the screen from Keita, lobs it down low. I think he wanted to get it to Keita. Missed everybody, and Winter trying to snare it, knocked it out of bounds. It'll stay with BYU, 11 to shoot.
Demon is so good in that pick and roll at 6'9". He can kind of just get the ball above his head, and it's not going to be, the pass is not going to be affected by the smaller guards.
Inbound will come to Keita on the left wing. They feed it down to Keita, catches on the run, misses the layup though. He drifted too far, and Wisconsin with a rebound. Blackwell on the push. Going end to end, he'll stop, feeds it to Crowell. Crowell at the top of the key, the zip pass into the right corner to Klesmit, now finds Tonje. Tonje, step back, fakes the 3, gets it back from Klesmit, and then a foul call. He threw it to Klesmit in the corner, then threw it back out there, and the foul is going to go on Yegor Demon. That'll be his first, and the first team foul on BYU, and then the Wisconsin fans with some mock applause for the officials.
Well, I think Demon got switched onto Crowell on the pick and roll, and Crowell was really doing a great job of sealing Demon, and Wisconsin couldn't really find a way to get it to him on the high-low, and then ultimately too much contact by Demon.
Blackwell peering the inbound from that right baseline, lobs it up top to Tonje. Tonje will pound the dribble to the free throw line, and Crowell backs out a step to Blackwell. Sets a screen for Blackwell. Blackwell driving down the left side of the lane all the way in and lays it in on the left side. And the Badgers within 7, 52-45.
Not too many looks that Wisconsin has gotten easier than that one. Blackwell right at the rim.
Here's Demon trying to penetrate. Back to Saunders. 3, top of the key. That's short. Rebound, Nolan Winter. 1 and done goes BYU. Blackwell will bring it up the floor. Blackwell trying to probe. Finds Crowell. The handoff in the corner to Klesmit. Klesmit will launch a contested 3, and he hits in the left corner. Here come the Badgers. Backward in 4, 52-48. Saunders on the run. In the corner to Nell. Shot fake from 3. Drives baseline. Gets inside. His shot short. No good. Winter with the rebound. Good challenge by Crowell. Blackwell now up the floor. Stop it on the right-hand wing. Badgers within 4. Their closest since 18-14. Tanjay at the top of the key. Steps back. 4 of 3. That won't go. And the rebound by Deming.
Wisconsin definitely has some life, and the majority has come at the defensive end where they've been able to get some stops, really forced BYU to be a perimeter team, and for the first time they've just really been forced to settle.
8-0 run. Saunders on the run, driving from the right wing to the rim. Layup won't go. Rebound poked out of his hands. It's batted out of Crowell's hands and out of bounds. It'll stay with Wisconsin. They'll bring it up the floor as McGee and Gilmore return for Wisconsin. Klesmit will leave, as will Winter.
And as good as BYU played in that first half, you had to expect that there would be a little bit of a drop-off in the second half. You've seen that in terms of their shot making. Certainly Wisconsin's putting up more of a fight at the defensive end. And offensively, you're seeing maybe a little bit of a tired BYU team, but Wisconsin getting to their spots and getting better looks more so than any time in the first half.
Here's McGee trying to probe, kicks it into the left corner for Crowell. Crowell backing down, right block, turns, ball knocked out of his hands and taken away. And again, it's Keba Keita, and we've got a whistle and a foul is called, I believe, against the bench, a technical foul on Wisconsin's bench. After the play, they wanted a foul against Keba Keita. Instead, a technical foul is assessed to the Badger bench. All the momentum was Wisconsin's, and now the technical.
Yeah, but either way, listen, you're seeing so much fight from this team. You're going to live with the tech.
There's a timeout on the court sponsored by Progressive Insurance. You could save big when you bundle your auto, home, motorcycle, RV, or boat. Visit Progressive.com. From the Westwood One NCAA Radio Network, this is the men's basketball tournament.
Did you know? VA home loans are a key to home ownership for those who served.
I would tell anybody who is interested in getting a VA loan to just do it.
For me, the best thing about the VA loan was the simplicity of it. I was expecting, government paperwork. It was going to go on forever, and it just wasn't.
Since the down payment for a VA loan is minimal, we were able to purchase this home and then use the money that we were going to use as a down to actually fix up the home.
And the only way we could do that was because the nest egg that we had saved for the down payment, we didn't have to use because we went the VA route.
This is a wonderful benefit that veterans can take advantage of.
In the military, we make a lot of sacrifices. We're away from our family a lot. And with the VA loan, it's a way that it makes it easier for us to get a home.
To learn more about VA home loans, visit va.gov/home loans.
At Meineke, doing car care right means our Meineke certified technicians fix whatever your car needs. We fix it right and back it up with nationwide warranties. Brakes? We do that. Tires? Yep, we do that too. Engine repairs, air conditioning, tune-ups, suspension, alignments, oil changes. We do it all. Visit Meineke.com today and schedule an appointment. Each Meineke is independently owned and operated. Trust your key with Meineke. Meineke, doing car care right.
Riley Herbst here from 2311 Racing. Looking for fast fun? Go for a spin at Chumba Casino. Racing's fast, but Chumba takes it up a notch. Nothing beats the rush of those high-speed spins. Big thrills, daily bonus boosts, action-packed games. Chumba's got it all to keep you in the fast lane. Ready to race? Let's Chumba. Pit stop at ChumbaCasino.com and play today.
Available only to players in the U.S., excluding Washington, Michigan, Montana, Connecticut, and Nevada, and Canada, excluding Quebec. No purchase necessary. VGW Group. Void where prohibited by law. 21 plus. Terms and conditions apply.
Is Wisconsin offensively. They're one of 9 schools nationwide to attempt at least 23s in every game this year. They attempted 23 on Thursday, and guess what? They've already attempted 20 in this game. That's the fact of the game, sponsored by Kohl's. Make this spring a stylish one with on-trend looks for every occasion when you shop at Kohl's and Kohl's.com. Before the break, a technical foul assessed to the Wisconsin bench.
It was not Greg Gard. We were able to see the official pointing in a direction opposite of Gard, who was standing almost near half court.
And Richie Saunders shooting the 2 free throw shots for BYU, hits the first. And the second technical shot for the 82% free throw shooter is good. 2 for 2 for Saunders. And a 54-48 BYU lead and a chance for a 4, maybe even a 5-point trip down the floor.
Obviously, less than ideal if you are Wisconsin, but I still overall love the way that they have played the first 4 minutes, especially the defensive end. They have proven that they can kind of take the best punch of BYU and make something happen themselves.
Baker will start it over to Mag on the right-hand wing. Feeds it up top. Demon had to reach out with his right hand and cup that one, an errant pass, but he feeds inside to Saunders, and Saunders goes from right to left on the block, and an easy layup for 2. 56-48, and then a pass ahead, tipped out of bounds by Mag. It'll stay with Wisconsin. The Badgers nearly turning that one over, and Greg Gard looking at John Blackwell clapping his hands angrily saying, come on. Blackwell will inbound in front of the Wisconsin bench. Comes into Carter Gilmore near the half-court line. Gilmore will dribble over to the left-hand wing with John Tonje coming to get it. Tonje now going to work. Double team comes his way. Feeds McGee. Swing around to the right side and Blackwell. Blackwell around the Crowell screen. Gets to the right elbow. 12 to shoot. Backs out on the right wing. Here's Blackwell around the Crowell screen again. He'll try to rip and drive. The dish back out to Crowell. Feeding Tonje, who pops free. Steps left for a 3, and it's good. Mag came flying out. He calmly stepped left and drained the 3, and it's a 5-point BYU lead.
Great patience by Tonje. Great awareness of the shot clock, knowing he could get off a pump fake and dribble before the time expired.
Badgers now 6 of 8 from the floor in this second half. Demon to the left side in Mag. Mag trying to run baseline, and he's jarred by Gilmore, and down he goes. That'll be a foul on Gilmore, his third, team's third. And BYU will inbound as Klesmit returns to the ballgame.
And I guarantee you that Gilmore, in his own mind, committed none of those 3 fouls. Although I can assure you, they were obvious fouls if he were to look at them on film. And hopefully he would agree to it if he saw it on film, but maybe not.
I'm not sure. I'm not sure I'd guarantee that one from anybody. Dallin Hall will inbound. Left baseline into Traore, who's back in off the bench. Traore working against Nolan Winter. Amos in there to try to cause some problems, and a cross-court pass is taken away by Kamari McGee. Badgers within 5. McGee will send it over to Winter on the right-hand wing. Here's Tonje. Tonje around the Winter screen. Jab step. Leaning in. Bounces it to Winter. Extended on the right block, and we've got a whistle, and a foul is called against BYU. Looks like it's going to go on Dawson Baker, and that'll be for Baker, his second.
And that's really Baker guarding Tonje. Tonje cutting through from the strong side. And again, I love the way the BYU is playing. Star player in Tonje. You can't let him go unimpeded. But obviously there is that line that the officials are looking for.
56-51 BYU. McGee inbounding, looking for some help, but he gets it into the corner. The 3 is up and short, well short by Xavier Amos. It's an air ball.
That had to have been tipped. I mean, that was a good 3 feet short.
Hall on the right-hand wing, working around Traore. Amos defending with 20 on the shot clock. Hall takes the 3. Winter comes running out. Swing around to the left side. Back up top it goes to Stewart. Feeding left side Saunders, looking for room on the baseline. There's none there with 8 to shoot. He'll back out. Now Saunders turns, bumped by McGee, and a foul. The whistles are going to be tight.
Yeah. I mean, they've really set the tone here in the first 6 minutes of the second half, and there were not a lot of foul calls, not a lot of stoppages of play in the first half. It felt like it went lightning fast, and things have really ground to a halt here. And for 2 teams that are far more comfortable getting up and down, they are being now in a situation playing with a lot of stoppages.
McGee with his third, he heads to the bench. 4 already on Wisconsin in the second half. And now another whistle and a foul on Klesmit. Picks up his third. 5th team foul with 13:54 to go. Later on, we'll select the smart coaching move of the day. Sponsored by O'Reilly Auto Parts. Think O'Reilly Auto Parts for all your car care needs. Get the parts and service you need fast from the professional parts people at O'Reilly Auto Parts. It'll put a little more pressure on freshman Jack Janicki with all that foul trouble in the backcourt.
I mean, this is a Wisconsin team. Neither of these teams go super deep in terms of minutes played.
Here's Baker penetrating, goes down the left side of the lane, finger rolls that one in for BYU to stretch the lead to 7, 58-51.
Baker and Saunders for BYU are just both so crafty, coming off the pick and roll, really reading how they're being guarded.
Here's Janicki around the screen, driving all the way to the rim. Left-hand layup won't go, but a foul called. Janicki hit the deck hard. The foul, I believe, on Traore inside. It'll be number 2 on Traore.
Good take there by Janicki. I think it sounded maybe a little worse than it was. He really, he hit the ground on almost the entire side of his body.
So Janicki just 3 for 7 this year at the line. First free throw is no good. Kevin Kugler and Austin Crozier here at our Grainger courtside seats in Denver. Gain a winning edge for your business with Grainger. Get fast delivery of industrial-grade supplies to help keep your operations going when you call 1-800-GRAINGER or click Grainger.com.
You're telling me this is game 30-something, and that was his 8th free throw?
And his 9th, and he misses both of them. And the push up the floor for Dallin Hall.
I think the two are probably related.
I think there's a safe bet. Hall trying to find room to penetrate. Dishes left corner. The 3 is short. Rebound poked out, and Tanjay controls for Wisconsin. 58-51, 7-point BYU lead. Tanjay, step back 3, right corner. No good, but he's fouled. It'll be Baker with his 3rd.
BYU players are calling for that foot being extended, and there might be something there. He picks out the foot and almost, we're going to hear from BYU fans here on cue. Nevertheless, Tanjay has drawn a foul from behind the three-point line. And this for the second time.
He's missed 2 free throws today, a 91% shooter, and he makes the first. You can listen to Westwood One's exclusive coverage of the NCAA men's basketball tournament for free on the Varsity Network app. Listen to every game live or on demand. Download the Varsity Network app now and search NCAA Championships. Second is good. He's gone 75 games without missing 3 free throws in a game. He was with Colorado State the last time that happened. Tanjay to the line for one more. 19 today for Tanjay. And the free throw is good. He's got 20, and the Badgers are within 4, 58-54. Now Badger fans standing, 2 hour left. Hall will start it up to Traore. Hands it off to Baker around the Traore screen, working against the freshman Janicki. Little crossover, dish into the right corner to Stewart. He'll penetrate from there. 10-footer no, but a foul on Tanjay.
The officials have set the tone here. And now, unfortunately, in the first half, when you don't call it that way and you get some bump fouls here, some bumping here and there, and you let it go, there's a different flow to the game, and it all evens out. But now once you make that determination that you're going to call a couple of those, you have to call all of them, and you have to call them to both sides. And now a game that had incredible pace in the first half is just stoppage, stoppage, stoppage. And that's not what the fans came to see. That's not what this game needs to be. They're too good offensively. Let them play a little bit.
Already 10 combined fouls in this second half as Stewart hits both free throws for BYU, 60-54 Cougars by 6. And now Blackwell will navigate up the floor from right to left. Blackwell to Crowell at the top. Big man peering inside, nowhere to go with it. Holds it high above his head, and it's tipped out of bounds as he tried to get it to Blackwell. Stewart anticipating and just batted it away. 15 on the shot clock. Blackwell will inbound far sideline. In the left-hand offensive zone, into Crowell. Feeds it back to Blackwell. Blackwell trying to find room to maneuver. Nothing there. 9 on the shot clock. Amos hands it off to Janicki. 6 to shoot. Blackwell, 3 on the right wing. Rolls off no good, and the rebound Demon for BYU. Jumps the pass ahead to Stewart. Now on the run. Back to Stewart. 3 on the left wing. In transition is good. 63-54. BYU back by 9.
And you can just see the difference with the Cougars offense when they get a stop and can get out and run as comfortable as anyone in the country.
Crowell now runs over to his left, hands to Janicki. Janicki turning the corner, back to Crowell, feeds the extra pass. Amos three, top of the key, off the back iron, long rebound, Janicki. Thought about the three himself. Instead of go inside, the Blackwell posting left block. Blackwell turning, trying to go up and under, forces through contact. The shot hangs on the left edge of the rim and falls off. And a foul called underneath. That'll send Blackwell to the line after Dallin Hall picks up his third. And a timeout on the court, sponsored by Rocket. Own the dream. 63-54 BYU, 11:47 to the Sweet 16. You're listening to the men's basketball tournament on the Westwood One NCAA Radio Network.
At Meineke, doing car care right means our Meineke certified technicians fix whatever your car needs. We fix it right and back it up with nationwide warranties. Brakes? We do that. Tires? Yep, we do that too. Engine repairs, air conditioning, tune-ups, suspension, alignments, oil changes. We do it all. Visit Meineke.com today and schedule an appointment. Each Meineke is independently owned and operated. Trust your key with Meineke. Meineke, doing car care right.
Traveling in basketball? Bad move. Traveling the world? Great move. Wherever the road takes you, Best Western is your place to take a time out and catch your breath. Because every team needs a place to regroup. Life's a trip. Make the most of it at Best Western. Book direct and save at bestwestern.com.
People always ask me, Guy, why are you so confident? And I tell them because I shop for a used car with Carfax. Why Carfax? Because I was able to pause for the facts. What kind of facts? Used car facts. Facts. Like which car has been in a reported accident, which ride has the best value, facts. Which car will have me feeling so confident that I'll just turn up the radio facts. And roll down the windows facts. And belt out show tunes, knowing full well that I cannot sing. Facts. Carfax is the answer. Shop the all-new Carfax.com.
The madness lives here. The NCAA Tournament! For the best analysis and coverage of the ACC teams in the men's and women's NCAA Tournament.
It does not get better.
Tune in to Sirius XM ACC Radio from the title contenders.
It's Cooper to throw it down!
To the Cinderella teams. We've got you covered through the men's national championship in San Antonio and the women's national championship in Tampa. All on Sirius XM ACC Radio, channel 371 and the Sirius XM app.
It's sponsored by Green Gobbler. Green Gobbler, the only clog dissolver you need. It's bleach-free, safe for your pipes, and it works. Green Gobbler, let the gobbler get it. Gonzaga trying to hang around with Houston. The Cougars up 49-41 with 14 minutes to go. You can hear that one on the all-new Westwood One Sports app. Winner gets Purdue. 1 seed overall, Auburn. A big second half to beat Creighton, 82-70. The Tigers will take on Michigan Friday in Atlanta. Back to Denver, Kevin Kugler and Austin Crozier.
BYU has opened up a 63-54 lead thanks to Wisconsin not hitting a field goal in the last 3 minutes and 19 seconds. 15 assists on 22 made field goals for Kevin Young's BYU Cougars. But after a foul before the timeout, Blackwell to the line. First free throw is good, and we'll pause 10 seconds for station identification. This is the Westwood One NCAA Radio Network, your home for the national championships.
This is Mike Tirico. Join us for exclusive coverage of the Masters this April on Channel 92 in the car and on the Sirius XM app.
First free throw is good for Blackwell. 63-56. Cougars by 7 over the Badgers. Hall in the right-hand offensive zone, stands top of the key, gives it off now to Baker. Baker drives down the middle of the lane. He lost Tanjay, went for the steal, and he floats it in for two.
Just the rotations are late, and BYU, I mean, they just make you hesitate a little bit because there's options everywhere on the floor.
Crowell tries to jump it down low to Blackwell. Touch pass right corner. Klesmit steps to his left. Well defended out there. Wanted the three, didn't get it. Now Klesmit around the Crowell screen. Will shoot a three, top of the key. That won't go. He was shot hunting that whole trip down the floor. Demon the rebound. Quickly up the floor to Hall. Hall on the left-hand wing. Dribbles to the elbow. Got caught in the air. Lobs it inside. Traore gets free of Gilmore. Shakes him to the floor and lays it in for two.
Gilmore crying a little bit for a foul call, but Traore has done that his entire college career. Just a physical load down low. effective in game one and here again in game two.
Timeout called by Greg Gard, and he is reading the riot act to his team right now in the huddle to our left. Incredibly frustrated. They've missed their last 4 shots, and they now trail 67-56 with 10:50 to play. You're listening to the men's basketball tournament on the Westwood One NCAA Radio Network.
This is the story of the one. As a quality technician in a food processing center, she knows that making the right call is the best way to avoid a recall. That's why she trusts Grainger's world-class supply chain to deliver the high-quality supplies she needs to help keep her production line, her equipment, and her customers happy and healthy. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
For a limited time at Verizon, you can get our best price ever. That's 4 lines on unlimited welcome for just $25 a line per month with autopay plus taxes and fees. You'll also get the new iPhone 16 Pro, 4 of them for the entire family when you trade in up to 4 phones from our top brands. That's a new phone for everyone, only on the network you can count on. Verizon. Visit a store today. 20 monthly promo credits applied over 36 months with a new line on unlimited welcome. In times of congestion, unlimited 5G and 4G LTE may be temporarily slower than other traffic. Domestic data roaming at 2G speeds. Additional terms apply for phone offer. See Verizon.com for details.
Tomorrow's road, unpaved, unmapped, uncertain. But it's also where we discover what we can truly count on. Like the 2027 X15 engine by Cummins. With better fuel efficiency, up to 605 horsepower, and 2,050 pound-feet of torque. The X15 is a bedrock of reliability that stands forever ready to rise to the occasion. The 2027 X15, forever rising. Estimates based on preliminary testing. Individual results may vary.
Taxes was taxing. Now taxes is relaxing when you file for free.
I can file for free? TurboTax Free Edition. Roughly 37% of filers qualify. Simple Form 1040 returns only. See if you qualify at turbotax.com/free. I can file for free.
Now this is taxes. File for free with TurboTax Free Edition and get your maximum refund. No schedules except for earned income tax credit, child tax credit, and student loan interest. See if you qualify at turbotax.com/free.
Let's check the attendance, sponsored by Uber Eats. Uber Eats is delivering game day deals from hundreds of your local favorites all week. Order now on Uber Eats. Product availability varies by region. See app for details. There are 19,421 in attendance here in Denver, and they're seeing a BYU Cougar squad outpace Wisconsin by 11.
BYU, everything is going right, and if you're Wisconsin, you're Greg Gard, teams are going to play well. Teams are going to hit shots, but that's not the entire story here. He is looking at his Wisconsin team and does not recognize who he is looking at.
Blackwell off the inbound to Gilmore on the right wing. Set up in the left-hand offensive zone. Badgers need points, and then they're going to need some stops. The swing around to Tanjay. In it goes to Crowell. Extended left block. Up top to Gilmore. Set 3. Dies on the back iron and falls off no good. Demon with the rebound for BYU. He'll accelerate. Demon stops. Feeds behind. Saunders trailing. 4-3. Got it! 70-56. BYU matching their largest lead at 14. Tanjay, a little crossover at the free throw line. One step in, floater good, and a foul. John Tanjay doing his part. He's got 22 and a chance for one more at the line as we welcome those of you just joining us across our network. BYU with a 70-58 lead. They've hit their last 4 shots. They led by 11 at the break, and they've extended that lead by 1 with Tanjay going to the line 4-1 for Wisconsin.
Well, part of the problem for Wisconsin, you're only down 12 points. There's 10 minutes left in the game. As Tanjay makes the free throw, cuts the lead to 11. However, this is a BYU team that shoots 48% from the field. They commit the fewest turnovers in the Big 12. If you let this lead get too big or stay at this level for too long, it's going to be hard to get back in against a BYU team.
Free throw good, 70-59. BYU by 11. The Cougars with 10 to play, looking for the Sweet 16. Spinning inside, Baker reaching up to the rim on the right side with a layup. 72-59.
Baker and Saunders.
Yeah, there's no stops down there.
It's shots at the rim. It's behind the line. The confidence that those guys play with, remarkable.
And Blackwell on the drive down the right side of the lane, lays it in for 2. Still an 11-point advantage for BYU. Traore at the top of the key. The handoff to Baker. Baker around a Traore screen, spins, lost the handle on the ball, gets it back to Demon. 14 to shoot. Demon drives left side lane, stumbles a little bit, picks up his dribble, launches a shot. No. Saunders with the tip out of bounds to Wisconsin.
Demon it looked like maybe he got tripped. The officials who have called that a couple of times did a great job to keep his balance and get the shot on the rim.
Substitutions, Mawat Mag returns. Also, Keba Keita in. Baker and Traore will leave. Wisconsin down 11, 72-61. Still 9:14 to go. Badgers have never led in this ballgame. Tonje driving into the paint, jump stop, back up top, swing around to Gilmore on the right wing. Here's Tonje again, setting up top of the key. Dribbles around a Crowell screen to the left side. Defender fell down, that was Demon. Tonje launches a three, it's no good, and the rebound, foul underneath. Blackwell had it for a moment, and a whistle blown. It'll belong to BYU with a foul on Stewart, and that'll be his third. And this is a 1-and-1 now for Wisconsin with the seventh team foul on BYU. So Blackwell to the line, 4 for 5 today. He's got 16 points. Front end is good, and he picks up the bonus. Kevin Kugler and Austin Crozier here at our Grainger courtside seats in Denver. Stay on top of your game with Grainger. Get the industrial-grade products right when you need them to help your business move forward when you call 1-800-GRAINGER or click Grainger.com. Second for Blackwell is good. He makes them both. Wisconsin creeps back within 9, 72-63. A little bit of pressure applied as Demon will walk it up. McGee on him. Keita sets the screen, picks off McGee. Demon behind the back pass to the top of the key. 4-3, it's good! The Globetrotters have arrived. Trevin Knell for three, and it's 75-63. Quick shot on the other end. Blackwell answers with a three of his own. 75-66. Here comes Mag up the floor for BYU. We saw this pace to start the game. Frenetic. Demon, three, top of the key. Short, rebound, Saunders, BYU. Out to Mag, swing right corner. Knell for three. No, rebound batted by Crowell, and McGee's got it for the Badgers. Blackwell scored the last 7 for Wisconsin. Crowell dribble to the left, hands to Tonje. Tonje around a Crowell screen, gets into the paint, turns, spins, shot fake, goes up with it on the left side and lays it in. 75-68, Badgers within 7.
Great job of just clawing their way in this game. A stop here, a stop there, a couple of finishes at the other end. And Wisconsin showing some life.
There's Saunders now, middle of the court, right in the middle of the March Madness logo, feeds it over to Knell. Knell, left wing, three, got it! Crowell sagged off, and Knell hit it in his eyes. 78-68, Cougars by 10.
I mean, if you're Crowell, how do you not put a hand up? You're 7 feet, contest the shooter.
Blackwell on the way in, goes up for the shot. It's knocked out of bounds. It'll stay with Wisconsin, but a timeout on the floor. 7:23 to play, and BYU has an answer for every single surge. They lead 78-68. You're listening to the men's basketball tournament on the Westwood One NCAA Radio Network.
Did you know You can just move through life, or you can find the things that move you. It's your choice. Choose joy. Choose the road. Choose your shot. Take it. Choose to get in there. Choose your calling. Choose your path. Just choose. We craft cars for those who choose to do more than simply move. You know who you are. Mazda. Move and be moved.
I wake up. March Madness, where every second
a 16 has beaten a 1
matters.
A frantic finish.
Listen to SiriusXM and the SiriusXM app. Deliver every buzzer beater and bracket buster. Plus, College Sports Radio Channel 84 is reacting to the madness throughout the tournament.
This is a legit Final Four contender.
For the analysis, the insight, and the passion of March Madness, it's SiriusXM College Sports Radio Channel 84 in the car and streaming on the SiriusXM app.
It comes around every year. People begin to scramble for information. It's a beast like no other. And VEASAN is here to help you navigate the waters of the NCAA men's basketball tournament. It's Sharp Week, and our team of college hoops experts will guide you through your brackets. Want to know who the wagering sharps are picking? Tune in to Sharp Week on VSiN, Sirius XM 158. Sharps! You're going to need a bigger bet.
You gotta love sports. Listen to Shine on Sports with me, Adam Shine, every weekday from 9 a.m. to noon Eastern. Sirius XM Mad Dog Sports Radio, Channel 82.
Find out what channel your team is playing on by going to SiriusXM.com/sports.
Forward Progress is now available as a podcast only on the SiriusXM app, free for most subscribers. Download it today and tap podcasts to see the best collection of podcasts in one place.
Sponsored by Monster.com. Monster.com helps you slam dunk the job search and make your next career move. Monster.com provides great coaching and millions of job openings. Get off the bench and go to Monster.com today. BYU, the number 6 seed in the East, have won 10 of 11. They beat VCU on Thursday to get here to face the number 3 seed in the East, Wisconsin, who lost to Michigan in the Big Ten title game. And the Badgers got the win on Thursday over Montana, but they trail now 78-68 with 7:23 to go.
I mean, this is a game that really feels like BYU has dominated from start to finish, but Wisconsin has done just enough to keep it right at, 9, 10, 11, 12 points. Here at 10, well within striking distance for this Wisconsin team that is typically very efficient offensively.
Inbound for Wisconsin goes to Winter, back to the inbounder McGee. Swing it around to Blackwell. 3 on the right wing, off the iron, no good. Mawat Mag cradles the rebound with 2 hands. BYU to walk it up now. The clock their friend, the score their friend. Up by 10. Mag to the right-hand wing with 7:05 to go. Here's Keita, harassed by Winter.
Well, that was almost as though Winter wanted a foul.
I think he did, a 40% shooter, and I think they're going to send him to the line. 7:02 to go, and we've got a Hakakeba.
I think you're right. He did not grab him as though it was intentional, but it's almost as though if I can quickly get a turnover, great. Otherwise, if we send him to the line, okay.
BYU's perfect at the line today, 11 of 11, but Keita's just a 40% free throw shooter. 1-1 for Keita, and the free throw is good. Robinhood Gold gets you a 3% boost on annual IRA contributions. The new gold standard is here. Sign up at robinhood.com/gold.
I actually like that play from Greg Gard. I think it's smart. You're playing your averages, and especially with the 1-1, but Keita makes the first, misses the second.
So 1 point in that trip, an 11-point lead for BYU as Blackwell brings it up off the miss. Blackwell up top to Winter. He fakes the 3. Keita right out on him. Gives it off to McGee, and now Gilmore popping out on the right wing to hand it to Klesmit. Deep 3 right wing. It's good. They backed off of Klesmit, and the 3-point sharpshooter reigns it home. 79-71 Badgers with an 8. So now if Keita touches it again, do they foul again?
Well, you could do it 2 more times, right?
For a 1-1.
Yeah.
Hall gives it off to Mag. Harassed by Gilmore. Now back it goes to Dallin Hall. Hall over to the left side. It's Nell looking baseline. Gives it to Keita. Inside. He's fouled as he puts it over the front of the rim. And a chance at a 3-point play for BYU's big man in the middle.
I mean, how about the backfiring of that game plan? Hey, we're going to foul Keita. He makes the first, misses the second. Now he's in a pick and roll, and you go to foul him, and you do it in a soft manner in which you allow him to get the ball on the rim. Anytime you go to stop a guy from getting 2, you have to do it hard. You have to do it with force. No way can he get that ball above his shoulders.
Keita's free throw is good. He's hit 2 free throws. An 11-point lead, 82-71. Blackwell with 20 to shoot, 6:10 to go. Tanjay in the right corner, driving baseline, and a foul called on the baseline. Kevin Young is livid, stomping away, gesturing in disgust, saying, what was it? Official says it was the forearm.
Now, whether I'm assuming he is disgusted with the actual call. Nevertheless, he could also be disgusted by the fact that they were there defensively. There was no need to even reach at all. The defender from the health side came across. It was perfect execution, and he really bailed out Wisconsin and Tanjay by reaching in.
So Tanjay to the free throw line. First free throw is good. Witness history in the making. The U.S. women's national team faces off against Brazil in the first ever professional women's sporting event at SoFi Stadium in Los Angeles on Saturday, April 5th. To secure your seats, visit ussoccer.com/tickets. One more at the line for John Tonje. Both free throws good. Badgers back within 9, 82-73. Still 6 minutes to play to the Sweet 16. The winner gets St. Mary's or Alabama on Thursday in Newark. Back it goes to Hall. Hall sizing up Klesmit. Hall waving his finger in the air. He stands on the March Madness logo, pounding the right-hand dribble, brings it over to the left-hand wing. Up top to Nell. Entry pass inside, and it slips right through the fingers of Keba Keita and out of bounds. They had him in great position, Austin.
I think Keita had visions of dunking on everyone on Wisconsin's team because that's exactly what was going to happen if he secured that pass. He had a perfect seal down low, and that would have been an easy two.
He had already stopped to order the poster online. It had not been printed yet. Second turnover this half for BYU, 6 in the first. Here's Crowell, fakes the three, spins away from the jumping Traore, who just came back in. And now Tonje on the left side, 5.5 to go. Tonje, jab step, trying to shake Mawat Mag. Swing it around to the right side. In the corner, it's Klesmit. Klesmit harassed by Saunders. A little jab step. Klesmit turning into the paint. Dishes back to Tonje with 6 to shoot. Tonje to Klesmit. Top of the key. 3 seconds. 2 seconds. Klesmit dribbles. 3. Contested. No. Off the side of the iron and out of bounds. Battle for the rebound. Gilmore goes crashing into the Wisconsin bench. It'll be BYU ball.
I think Klesmit had a chance to shoot that, and he just hesitated. And that's, in some ways, the difference we have seen in this game. There's never been hesitation on BYU's part. Off a pick and roll, wide open looks, and Wisconsin is just not playing like the Badgers team we are accustomed to seeing.
Allen Hall spins it up top to Traore. Handoff behind to Baker. Lost the handle on it. Gets it back before it goes into the backcourt. Baker in the front court to the right-hand wing. Spins around top of the key. Chest pass into the right corner to Mag. He'll drive into the paint. Gets to the left-hand side. Pivots in the middle of the lane. Fadeaway jumper, no. Richie Saunders. Offensive rebound and putback. Got it in the lane and laid it in. 84-73, 11 again the lead. Klesmit with 4.5 to go. Pushes the pass to Crowell. Toes the line for a 3. That won't go. Rebound out of bounds. Last touch by Saunders. It'll stay with Wisconsin. 4:28 to play.
And this is just a team that really doesn't have a lot of weaknesses. You know, typically teams that are very good offensively might not be great rebounding teams. Number 2 team in the Big 12 in rebounding. I mean, they just do a little bit of everything.
Inbound comes to Klesmit. Quick 3 in the corner is good. Badgers get 3 off the baseline out of bounds, and it's 84-76.
And that was a rare moment where BYU was caught off guard. I mean, that was just a simple inbound pass to the corner, catching fire, and BYU had their hands down.
Badgers looking for a stop. Saunders gets right past Blackwell, runs to the rim and lays it in. 86-76. BYU by 10. Here's Tonje. Trying to find room to drive. Nothing there. Backs it out. Crowell a bobble. Hands to Klesmit. Klesmit harassed. Throws it away. Mag with the intercept. Look what I found, he says. He'll bring it up the floor. Just the second Wisconsin turnover in the half, and now BYU will bleed it down a little bit more. They've hit 4 of their last 5 shots. Saunders sizing up Gilmore with 15 to shoot on the right wing. Picked up by Crowell on a switch. Saunders going down the left side of the lane. Gets to the rim. That layup won't go. Tip try won't go for Traore. Or rather for Keita. And now Wisconsin will push. It's Blackwell driving end to end. Gets inside. Oh, Keita from behind with the pancake block. Here comes Saunders on the run for BYU. Skip left corner. Fake 3 from Dawson Baker. Harassed in that corner, and a whistle and a foul call. Klesmit is down, and Klesmit appears to be hurt, but a foul against Wisconsin will take us to the timeout, and I think Max Klesmit may have gotten hit in his future. 3:11 remaining in the second half. Klesmit will be helped to the sidelines, and a timeout on the floor. 86-76 BYU. You're listening to the men's basketball tournament on the Westwood One NCAA Radio Network.
Oh no, stomach issues again?
Stomach issues?
Who are you?
Your pancreas. I could be the real reason for your diarrhea, gas, bloating, stomach pain, or loose oily stools.
I thought it was my stomach.
People often do, but any of these symptoms could mean having a condition called exocrine pancreatic insufficiency, or EPI. With EPI, the pancreas doesn't release enough enzymes to break down food, but EPI is manageable. Use the symptom checker on identifyepi.com and speak with your doctor. That's identifyepi.com. Sponsored by AbbVie.
When the grass starts growing, it's time to get mowing with Steel. Whether you're shaping up a small yard or tackling serious acreage, Steel mowers are built to get the job done. Shop in-store or online for 0% financing and instant rebates on select Steel mowers. Steel, let's go mow. Available for limited time only at participating dealers while supplies last.
Hey, you! Yeah, you! This is Joe Bowen, the voice of the Toronto Maple Leafs. Are you checking your bracket during the commercial break like the rest of us? Thanks for chatting it up and enjoying this March Madness live hangout with us. So why...
Hey, thanks for joining us. We really appreciate you being here. Please take a second, hit that subscribe button, and turn on the bell so you don't miss it when we go live for every single college basketball game of March Madness. Every single game. Speaking of which, I've got to start that next stream right now. We'll see you back in the chat. Good luck to your team.
Stay on top of your game with Grainger. Get the industrial-grade products right when you need them to help your business move forward when you call 1-800-GRAINGER or click Grainger.com. Our three officials have spent the time out looking at the play that ended that series. The sequence ended with Dawson Baker trying to get away and get in there on Max Klesmit, and his elbow ends up contacting the groin of Max Klesmit. And the officials are discussing.
Are you sure he got hit in the groin?
He certainly looked like he did. Here's a replay. Take a look.
I was being facetious. Yes, I think it was rather obvious by Klesmit's reaction that that was the area in which he was hit.
Had a game earlier this year in which there was contact with the groin and was told at that time by the rules official that it's an automatic flagrant 2, which would result in the ejection of the offending player. Now,
that was not intentional.
I don't think the one that we had earlier in the year was intentional either. It was a guy who got lost in the air. And it is. Here we go. We'll hear from Michael Reed. He's going to tell us. I think.
The previous play was under review for a potential flagrant 2 foul. After review, there was clearly non-incidental contact to the groin, which will result in a flagrant 2 foul. White will shoot 2 free throws and retain the ball, and number 25 has been ejected.
So you lose Dawson Baker. And again, it does not have to be intentional contact to result in a flagrant 2. And basically the rule has been all year long, any contact with the groin results in a flagrant 2. And so John Tonje hits the first free throw. The flagrant 2 is not only excessive but severe and extreme contact with an opponent while the ball is live.
Wow. I mean, what a complete game changer right there as Tonje knocks down the 2 free throws, cutting the lead to 8.
So Baker is gone. Dawson Baker ejected with 8 points, 2 rebounds, 2 assists.
I'm kind of blown away. I just didn't see that as intentional in any way.
But it doesn't have to be intentional. It does not have to be an intentional contact. It's just contact with the groin.
Well, it just doesn't seem right.
Blackwell will back it out. Around the screen from Crowell. Blackwell back out to Crowell. Toes the line for a 3. Rolls around and off. Loose ball scooped up by BYU. And it's Yegor Demin. Walking it up is Dallin Hall. He'll bring it over to Demon. Demon around the screen from Cada, flips it over to Hall. Back it goes to Demon. Deep three, top of the key. Got it! What an answer for BYU! The deep three! And it's 89-78. 2:25 to go. Crowell will feed it over to Tanjay. Tanjay backing it out on the left wing. Probing, looking, back to Crowell. Nothing doing. Now Tanjay hesitates, drives into the paint against Cada, throws it up through contact. The shot will not go, but he's fouled, and Tanjay to the line for two.
Now, BYU fans not happy again with that call. Cada was vertical, but it was really with his lower body that he initiated the contact. Good call by the officials, but it just seems like all game when Wisconsin has had these moments where they have shown signs of life, it has been a big shot by BYU to kind of keep that lead at that 10, 11, 12 points.
Yeah, they've had an answer every single time. Tanjay to the line for two, and the first free throw is good. Do you like your protein crunchy, chewy, salty, or sweet? If you've got goals, Quest has cheats. From bars to protein milkshakes to chips and crackers, Quest Nutrition is big on protein, low on sugar, and huge on flavor. It's basically cheating. Tanjay with one more. He's got 30 points tonight. And another free throw. If this is his last game, what a game he's had.
Yeah, and you're really in a place, if you're Wisconsin, you need to force some turnovers. But this is a BYU team best in the Big 12 taking care of the ball.
And they don't cough it up much. Only 9 today. 2 minutes to go. BYU by 9. And the ball batted away. McGee with a steal. McGee will drive all the way to the rim. Wild shot won't go. Gilmore's tip won't go. Gilmore gets it back, puts it up. Yes! And a foul! Third time's a charm and a chance for 3 for Carter Gilmore.
Unbelievable. If you're BYU at this position, up 10, a minute 47 to go, you can't turn the basketball over. You make free throws when you get fouled, and you walk away with a win. One of the most careless passes we have seen of the game for BYU, and it leads to a potential three-point play.
Gilmore at the line, hits the free throw, and just like that, this is a 6-point game, 2 possessions. 89-83. Pressure applied full court by Wisconsin. Dallin Hall working against Blackwell. Boy, a lot of contact at half court. Blackwell and Hall, no foul either way. Gets rid of it to Demon. Up top to Traore. Back it goes to Demon with 10 to shoot, and a timeout called by BYU. I cannot believe that Blackwell's contact didn't result in a foul call.
I mean, it was going a little bit both ways with Hall. And for the officials, really, in the second half, they called almost any contact. To let that go one way or the other definitely was surprising. But Kevin Young calling the timeout, 9 seconds on the shot clock, could see that the possession really was going nowhere. Keep in mind, he's an NBA assistant coach for the last 5 years. Those guys are always so creative with their under out of bounds, sidelines out of bounds plays, kind of the one hitters looking for good shots. I would not be surprised if you see Saunders coming off of a couple of screens from the weak side. We've seen him hit a couple of those shots. Now it's Baker who was ejected from the game. He has 8 points, most of those coming in the second half. This is where you really could use him, was the hot hand in the second half. Nell has been hot as well.
Wisconsin's made 3 of their last 11, but the first thing they're thinking about right now is a stop. 9 on the shot clock. It'll be Demon who will inbound near the BYU bench on the far sideline. Demon looking into Saunders. Curls around the left side. Saunders driving, and he drew the contact on Nolan Winter. Richie Saunders aggressive on the take. He'll go to the line for 2.
Now, the great thing about that play call was really the positioning in which Sanders caught the ball. He received multiple screens coming from the weak side, but he caught it in a position where he was going downhill. The weak side, or the big defensively, did not kind of come out and show, allowed him further to that baseline where he drew the foul.
Saunders at the line for 2. First one is good. 82% at the line. Richie Saunders, the only Big 12 player averaging 15 points per game on 50% shooting and 40% from 3. It's been a remarkable year for Saunders.
I mean, how has this guy not been talked about more?
Right? He's got good size, sharp shooter. Saunders Second free throw is good. 91-83. 1:25 to go. BYU closing in on the Sweet 16. The last time they were there was 2011. Here's Trey Tanjay up top for three, and Tanjay hits a three at the top of the key. Greg Gard wanted a timeout, and he got it. They've got one left. BYU with 2 remaining, and it's a 5-point game. 91-86 with 1:11 to go.
Yeah, and again, they just keep doing enough to stay close. Every time it looks like time and score, Wisconsin is going to have a tough time getting into this game. They make a big shot. Tanjay more times than not. Now, if you are Kevin Young, obviously the big thing here, this is not the NBA where you can have the ball in the front court. You're going to see a full court press by Wisconsin. You need to handle that. Make sure you get it across half court. Then, will Wisconsin foul? There's 1:12 left in this game. It's only 2 possessions, so I don't think that will start yet. But I think you're definitely going to see a lot of pressure from the Badgers.
One guy you probably won't see on the floor is Kava Keita.
Yeah.
Terrible free throw shooter most of this year, although 2 for 3 in this ball game. But you're going to play the percentages if you're Kevin Young, and you're going to put a much better shooter in Fousseyni Traore at 82% on the floor.
Yeah, because the second he gets the basketball, you foul him. Now you're getting the ball back with more, less time coming off of the clock. And you are correct. Keita is out of the game.
Well, how about Tanjay in the second half with that 3? 23 second half points. He's the only player in the tournament to score 30 points or more in a game so far. He's got 34. Inbound, running on the baseline, and he bounces it away. A turnover. He tried to bounce it to Trevin Nell, and he just bounced it out of bounds.
We said it in the open with Demon, a freshman. He had 4 turnovers in his first game. So good in so many ways. I think he's going to be a special player. But how would he react in this moment? And that is 2 uncharacteristic turnovers by BYU here in the last 45 seconds.
And so now Dallin Hall replaces the freshman at point guard. They also bring in Trey Stewart. So a little more experience now in the backcourt for BYU, and Wisconsin with 1:12 to go, very much alive in their quest for the Sweet 16.
Again, they have not played well. They have not looked like themselves, but they have found a way to do enough to keep BYU from pulling away.
Officials having a quick consultation here. Not sure what the conversation's about.
Sub in. Looks like Demon's subbing back into the game.
We'll see if they'll let him in. I don't think they're going to let him back in. They are not. So now the Badgers, they're getting a free timeout here as a result of whatever this conversation was about. They didn't go to the monitor, so they weren't checking possession.
I think they might have been. If Nell touched it, the ball would have gone out on the side. So if it went straight out of bounds, it would be underneath.
Makes sense. So checking where it goes, where the inbound comes, and it comes baseline, out of bounds, into the corner. Klesmit trying to split 2 defenders, gets it to Gilmore. Gilmore back to Klesmit. Badgers don't need a 3, down by 5. Tanjay on the drive, puts his head down, barrels into the paint, off the window, good, and a foul! 36 for John Tanjay, trying to carry the Badgers to the Sweet 16.
36 points, 13 of 15 from the foul line. And he has absolutely kept Wisconsin in this game in the second half. And now a chance to make it a 2-point game with a minute left. And if it was going to be one person, it was going to be him.
36 points. He's 13 of 15 at the line. Trying to convert the 3-point play and bring Wisconsin within 2. 91-88 the score. 1 minute to play. Free throw is good. 2-point game in Denver. Inbound comes to Deming, and the freshman will bring it up. Tanjay guarding him. Everybody standing. Why would you sit here? Nell over to Saunders. Ball gets free. He scoops it back up. Nell will swing it around to Deming. Deming, midcourt. 14 to shoot. Out on the left wing. Backs it up. Now going around to the right side. 10 on the shot clock. Deming dribbling between the legs against Gilmore and a timeout. Another possession not going anywhere for BYU, and the timeout is called. They still have 1 remaining.
Yeah. And I like the call. by Kevin Young. Too many times, coaches get tight with, should we save the timeout? Should we use it here? The last time they called it, they got a great look for Saunders with a three-point play. He's going to draw up something similar.
What a finish we've got in Denver. You're listening to the men's basketball tournament on the Westwood One NCAA Radio Network.
Listen up, fellow Gen Xers. Elizabeth Banks here. The recommended age for pneumococcal pneumonia vaccination has been lowered to 50 and older, even if you're healthy. It's up to us to lead the way. We've done this before. Music videos, fanny packs, even the World Wide Web. Let's do it again and get vaccinated, because we're at over 6 times greater risk for pneumococcal pneumonia. Gen X, this is our shot. Visit vaxassist.com and schedule a vaccine today. Sponsored by Pfizer.
Went to Colorado State. Injury plagued last year at Missouri. And we're back with a BYU lead of 91-89, 39.5 remaining in this one. 8 on the shot clock. John Tonje, a new Wisconsin record for points in the NCAA tournament. Michael Finley scored 36 against Missouri in 1994. Tonje has 37.
At halftime, did you think there was any chance he was going to break a school record?
Not a chance.
Not a chance. Now, again, BYU coming out of this timeout, I would look for a similar play that they had last time they did this. You want to get Saunders the ball, maybe coming off of that screen. Wisconsin might make the adjustment and take that away. Now you still have the three-point shooter in Nell. Saunders lining all the way up in the backcourt.
The inbound coming near the BYU bench in the front court. 8 to shoot. Demon to inbound. McGee doing jumping jacks in front of him. Fires up top. The handoff to Saunders. 5 to shoot. Into the corner he goes. Out it goes to Demon. 3 right wing. In and out, no. Rebound batted out of bounds by Blackwell. It'll be BYU ball. 30.3 seconds to go. 20 on the shot clock. Gilmore waving his finger in the air. They want to review this. This is as clear as day. It's off the hand of Blackwell. But they're going to give it the review just to make sure.
I don't understand this. The two officials that were closest to the ball, there was no discrepancy on who it was out. They were both standing there and they saw it. The third guy who was across on the other side runs in and says, let's take a look at it.
This should be the fastest review we've had today.
This should not be reviewed.
No, I agree. And it's an issue that college basketball is going to have to talk about in the offseason.
The flow of this game over the last 5 minutes has been everything you want in college basketball. The ball is clearly off of Wisconsin. There's no need to review it.
Well, it's going to be BYU ball. They've got 30.3 on the game clock, 20 on the shot clock.
Yeah.
And now the question is going to be this. When BYU inbounds, what do you do if we're Wisconsin? Do you play it out? Or do you foul with a 2-point deficit, knowing you could go down to a 2-possession deficit if they hit both free throws?
Now that is a great question. If you are BYU, you are definitely going to run out the shot clock when you get it. I think you play it out.
They are still reviewing this. I cannot believe this is taking this long, and it's putting everyone in this building on edge. They've just come over to the TV table and said, do you have a good look?
The out-of-bounds call stands. And the game clock will be set at 30.9.
I think if you're Wisconsin, you play it out. Okay. I think you take your chances because you do run the risk of them making both free throws, it being a 4-point lead in a 2-possession game with not a lot of time on the clock. If you get a stop, if you trust in your defense, you're down 2. And you're going to have 10 seconds. You have a timeout. You get it across. BYU needs to get it in. No turnovers. Make sure you run down the clock with a good look.
Inbound from the corner. Tough inbound position for Dallin Hall. Gilmore jumping in front of him. They'll lob it into Traore. Hands it back to Hall. Hall will dribble middle of the floor. 14 to shoot. 2-point BYU lead. Gilmore swatting at Hall. Hall dribbles over to the right-hand wing with 8 on the shot clock. Trying to cross over, get past Crowell. Leaning inside, drives it to the rim.
Shot won't go. Loose ball. Gilmore secures it and calls timeout. Laying on his stomach on the floor. Gilmore stretches his outstretched arm out and snares the basketball while screaming timeout. Badger ball down 2 with 13.1 to go.
Now, we mentioned with BYU, ideally you wanted them to take that with zeros on the shot clock. They took it with about 5 seconds on the clock. Now, that's a difficult thing to do, but you have to recognize that the clock is probably more important or as important as the score. Wisconsin, they will have to take it in the backcourt. 13 seconds left to go. No reason to go for a three. The hot hand obviously has been Tanjay. Hard to imagine that he's not going to get the ball. 13 seconds. If you can get a good look with 6-7 seconds on the game clock, that'll give you a chance for an offensive rebound and a putback. I would be shocked if you see Wisconsin take the last shot here.
No timeouts left for either team. This is going to be the play. Possession arrow favoring Wisconsin. 91-89 with 13.5 seconds to go in this one. Here we go. Both teams coming out of their huddle.
Now it'll be interesting to see how BYU guards this in the backcourt. Do they try and slow down Wisconsin? Make them take a couple of dribbles, turn side to side before they cross half court. It does not look like they will.
BYU, it says on the board no timeouts. On the scorebook, it says 1 timeout. We're going to go with none right now. Inbound comes to Tanjay. Tanjay will bring it up with 10 seconds. Tanjay across the timeline with 8. Tanjay stands middle of the floor. Drives right side against Mawat Mag with 4 seconds. Forcing up a tough fadeaway jumper. It won't go. Caught by Keita, and that'll do it. For the first time since 2011, BYU is through to the Sweet 16. They hang on 91-89. BYU wins it, eliminating Wisconsin.
If you don't know BYU basketball, you will. This team is a juggernaut. They have a coach with a system, and they are going to be very good in college basketball for a long time. And as far as this tournament goes, you can't convince me after what they did to a Wisconsin team that has been dominant in the Big Ten that they can't continue this run further.
We're going to watch this handshake line for a moment.
Keita
had gone over and was taunting several Badgers, waving goodbye, jawing with them. Keita going through the line, and nothing happens as a result, and we're grateful for that. Was afraid it was going to turn into something, but it did not. And now just some passion for BYU as they are on their way to the Sweet 16 for the first time since 2011. They'll play the winner of St. Mary's and Alabama on Thursday in Newark, New Jersey. What a win. What a finish tonight. And the freshman Diego Demon joining us here courtside. Congratulations, my friend. This has to be an unbelievable feeling. Just walk us through what this has been like for you to get this team to this point.
This is amazing. I mean, I'm talking about this every day since we're here. And it's just super exciting to be here. And, you know, everybody's super, dialed in, focused 100% on the game plan. Obviously, Wisconsin is an amazing team. It's a really hard to play against them, and they have their leaders and their main players, but their team is really good. So is ours, and I mean, I think this is the most important. We play our basketball. That's how we win the game.
You start in the backcourt with Richie Saunders. Talk about how good of a player he is and how much you have learned playing alongside of him.
Richie is amazing. I love Richie, and you know, the way we've been through with him during this season, just trying to find this chemistry. And every day we just feel each other better and better. And we have better connection, better relationship, as with everybody in the team. But, you know, being on the court with Richie, it's a pleasure. And it's a super, I would say, teaching to me. he's a big mentor for me. Same as Trevin Nail, same as Dallin Hall, K-Bakeda, everybody. Mo, all our guys are making so much effort for the game, for every game, every day, coming to the gym and working out. I'm just learning so much from them. That's a big pleasure to be at BYU family.
Someone who came from Russia and now is experiencing the NCAA tournament. What did this tournament mean to you before you got into it? Were you somebody who knew a lot about the NCAA tournament before you joined BYU?
Well, obviously I knew about it, but you know, it was always hard to watch because I would normally sleep at this time. But yeah, obviously Final Four, I would watch Final Four and didn't really understand all the brackets and all this stuff, and I'm keep learning it, to be honest. Yeah. So pretty much like that.
Well, in the brackets, you're now on your way to next weekend to play in Atlanta. That's all you need to know right now. Congratulations, Diego.
Thank you so much.
Best of luck next week.
Thank you guys. Thank you so much.
That's Diego Demon, freshman guard of BYU. His Cougars defeat Wisconsin by the score of 91-89. Wisconsin got the shot at the end of the game from the guy they wanted to shoot it, but he just fell a little bit short with that one. And a note about the Dawson Baker flagrant ejection in the second half. He will be able to play in the regional semifinals next week in Atlanta. So that is not a punitive penalty. It does not carry over. It certainly carried over to the end of the game today, but it will not carry over to next week. So Dawson Baker will return with BYU advancing.
I mean, what a great game. And you got to give a lot of credit to Wisconsin. I mean, we were hard on them, and I think deservedly so. It was probably the worst half of basketball that they had all season long in that first half. But when you need your star player to step up, I mean, Tom J did it. He gave them a chance. I mean, so many times when this lead was at 9, 10, 12, and it looked like it was going to go 15, 20, the momentum all going that way. He hit big shot after big shot. And for that game to come down to one possession, one shot at the end.
The tournament is here. March Madness is here. The craziness is here. Don't forget, hit that like button down below and share this link out so we can get more basketball fans here in the chat, hanging out with us, cheering on your favorite team.
Clayton steals it and lays it in. Clayton a good look. Hit 6.
Check out our new website, www.torontosportsinsider.com, and check out the link that is in the description as well as in the chat that shows where all of the live viewers are watching from. Are you an insider yet? Have you hit that subscribe button? I bet you have now. Thank you for doing that. Thank you for checking out our Bracket Mania campaign. A lot more coming up soon.
What a great scene this is.
Stunning. Absolutely stunning. Hey, you. Yeah, you. This is Joe Bowen, the voice of the Toronto Maple Leafs. Thanks for chatting it up and enjoying this March Madness live hangout with us.
Coach of the Cougars eliminating Wisconsin by 2, 91-89. BYU survives a furious rally from Wisconsin. Kevin Kugler alongside Austin Crozier back in Denver. Let's check some of the stats. Sponsored by Intuit TurboTax. With TurboTax, now Taxes is getting an expert who files your taxes for you so you can stay locked in on the madness. Intuit TurboTax. Now this is Taxes. You can't start a stat breakdown without mentioning the play of John Tonje in his final collegiate game. He sets a Wisconsin NCAA tournament record with 37 points on 10 of 18 shooting and 14 of 16 at the line. 21 for Blackwell, 12 for Klesmet, 10 for Crowell. Badgers shoot 43% in the loss. They get out-rebounded 41-32. They get outscored in the paint by 10 and get outscored off the bench by 21 points. That's because you had Saunders, who started with 25, Nell with 14, Demon with 11, but 8 from Baker off the bench, 6 for Traore off the bench. BYU had 4 in double figures. They scored 91 points, shooting 49% for the game, 15 of 16 at the charity stripe in this one. And they win it 91-89, despite not hitting a field goal in the last 2 minutes and 34 seconds of the ball game.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if we focused on that during the game to the level maybe it deserved, the free throw making. I mean, unbelievable that they were able to do that. It was Keita that was essentially intentionally fouled that missed the only free throw of that game. And in a 2-point win, it shows you, how those can add up. And, the score of this game, it was obviously a one-possession game, and give Wisconsin a lot of credit. But the only reason it was a one-possession game was John Tonje. I mean,
he took the game over.
He did. He absolutely did. And if he just had an average effort, it's a 10-point BYU win.
Yep. And
total hats off to him. And we mentioned a BYU team that is maybe new to this level, a freshman point guard. It was the 2 big turnovers. They had a 10-point lead. It was a turnover right here at half court with a three-point play that cut it to 7, and then the pass directly out of bounds.
Yep.
So a couple mistakes and a hero effort from Tonje made this a great game.
Time now to select the player of this great game, sponsored by Lowe's. Lowe's knows what makes SpringFest savings even better are member-only doorbuster deals. Shop these limited-time savings before they're gone. Lowe's, they help you save. It's a kind of a tough choice. Who's your Lowe's player of the game?
I'm going to go with Saunders.
Yeah.
I just think his playmaking in the first half, his demeanor, he's a 26-year-old senior, just veteran player. He looked poised throughout the entire game. And I think he might have hit the last field goal, actually, for BYU. I think
you're right.
And what a great player that, again, I think as the lead up for the second weekend builds, you're going to hear more and more about him.
I bet you were tempted a little, even in loss, to go with John Tonje.
Yes, of course.
But
Tonje, I will say this, he would rather have had his 19-point average and a win than to have this in his career be over.
No question. Let's pause 10 seconds for station identification. This is the Westwood One NCAA Radio.